Yo, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be doing some more of the Umineko playthrough, and yeah, I feel like we've got quite a lot to look forward to today. I think it's going to be likely soon that we're going to get the Murders of the First Twilight, and you know, we're going to see how Erika's going to be. Oh my god, I feel like Erika this game, she's not only going to be more ruthless, but she's going to be better. I just feel like she's going to be so fun to actually, you know, watch everything about, and also, you know, everything regarding Battler, and also Shannon and Kanon as well. I want to see how their situations progress and what actually happens in the first Twilight as well, because yeah, it is going to be quite something. Yeah, so let's begin, I suppose. Come on, it's okay now, let's hurry. So, oh, it's Beatrice and Kumasawa. Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. Beatrice has actually cooked something for... Or maybe it's Kumasawa who has cooked something for Battler. I hope Father likes sweet foods. Oh, that is so sweet if Beatrice has actually done this. Oh yes, he does like them. Fair enough. Gotta make the most of life. In fact, he seems to enjoy eating pretty much anything. If you don't enjoy eating pretty much anything, you are missing out. Oh my god. Oh my god, so I wonder what's actually happening. Oh my god, this feels so weird to see like a meta world like tint towards this big chandelier that we'd normally see in Kinzo's study. After waiting for the master of the room to be out, Berto and Kumasawa entered the study. Oh, they've waited for him to be out though. Then they quickly cleaned up the books on the desk, set down the basket they had brought there, and opened it up. Oh my god. Wow. Oh, that's hilarious. Inside were several cute cookies cut out in a butterfly shape. That's really nice. Wow. They set out a pretty plate and neatly arranged the cookies on it. Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, it was a kind of subtle, conscientious touch that the recipient wasn't likely to even notice. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, the whole arrangement was filled with that sort of feeling. Yeah, that definitely shows that, you know, there was a huge amount of not only passion, but, you know, just good feelings that have gone into, you know, going into it. Yeah, seriously, that is so kind of her. Yeah, I see you spare no efforts for the sake of your beloved father. I know, yeah, definitely, yeah. This is the most I'm allowed to do right now. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough, actually, yeah. Why would it be her? Why would it not be Donove? It must be so weird to actually see this, like, genuinely, and... I really do wonder how Beatrice the Elder in her timelines and in her fragments is actually going to progress. Wait, no, hang on a second, I forgot. I think it's likely in the future that she's going to merge with Eva Beatrice? No, sorry, you know, the Beatrice that we're seeing at the moment. Oh my god, her merging with Eva Beatrice, that'd be scary. To think that I would give Battler cookies. Yeah, seriously. Why should I, the ruler of the night, do so much for a guest who comes so rarely? It is just so ironic that, you know, there's always the rule in time travel that you can never see what's happening to you in the future, but this is just totally being broken here, and it's really quite funny to see, you know, just Beatrice's reaction, how shocking it is, and how different the future would be to how any rational expectations could be. It's really quite funny. Oh my god! Oh, then the study door swung violently open. Oh, it's Battler and Genji. It was Battler with Genji by his side. Right. Oh, yeah. Battler's eyes went wide for a second when he saw Berto there, but his expression quickly went blank again. Yeah, that's awful. He's probably just expecting to see Yeah, that's horrible, because he probably just, you know, subconsciously expects it to be the Beatrice that he knows, and then... Yeah, it goes back. God, that's horrible. Yeah. What are you doing here? Yeah, I really hope that this act of kindness actually helps get Battler on my side, really. What are you doing here? Father, please excuse me. Yeah, I didn't come here to get in the way of your important game. Oh god, this is going to be scary. Oh, that is actually a good question. Yeah, how were you able to get in here? Wasn't this room locked? Oh, my apologies. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This is the really funny thing. I mean, obviously Genji can't hide the surprise because then it may lead suspicion to something bigger, but he's just kind of spoiled the surprise. My apologies, they wanted to surprise you with a gift, so I lent them a key. See, have a look. God, I hope this goes well, I really do. Yeah. Yeah, Beatrice-sama baked these cookies with all of her soul, hoping that you would enjoy them. Yeah. She still did it, and if anything, she still wanted to learn. You cannot take the effort, you cannot take the prize off yourself. Kumasawa and Genji-san taught me how. Oh, isn't that ironic? I never knew how Genji-san was so good at baking cookies. Yeah, who's also good at baking cookies? Ronove, who also has nearly exactly the same name, Ronove. There's got to be some sort of connection to them. Like, genuinely, I really do wonder what it is. He hasn't done much of late, but long ago, Genji-san cooks all sorts of things. He was especially good with sweets. Damn. Cookies? Yeah. A little bit of a unsettling expression there. I hope it goes well. Yes. Yeah, it's a gift for you, Father. I sincerely pray for your victory in this important match. Oh my god, I really hope... A message card of encouragement? That's really quite odd. But I looked at the plate on the study desk that was piled up with beautiful cookies. Yeah. And the message card of encouragement lying next to it. That's interesting. Yeah, and his face twisted with a complex expression, which might have been one of sadness and might have been one of hatred. Yeah, that's scary. But it is understandable to think why he would do that. Yeah, Genji urged him to consider saying some words of gratitude to Bertolt. Oh god, yeah, Battler understood. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Anyone would be pleased to receive an act of kindness like this. Even though he understood it logically. Yeah, that is understandable, yeah. I mean, you know, he's just lost Beatrice in some of the most cruel circumstances, and then somebody who is exactly the same as Beatrice has done a gift. It just feels wrong for somebody to be doing an act of kindness to you. Firstly, that is, you know, the exact same person as your former opponent, and secondly, you know, it's just... It must just be painful to see an act of kindness done by someone who looks exactly the same as your loved one, even though it's not the loved one. It is weird. Oh god, I really hope that Beatrice is thanked. Even if she isn't, it's just going to be a wake-up call to do more. So, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really sound happy, but at least he's said it. Thank you, I'm very grateful. However, I don't like sweets. Oh, shit. Oh, damn. I mean, at least he didn't directly say it, but fucking hell, that is a rejection and a half. However, I don't like sweets. Please take it away. Yeah, that's tricky, Master. You can't deny your Master's orders. That's the worst thing. Oh god, poor Beatrice. Yeah, that sucks. Don't move, say the same thing again. God, that must be painful for Beatrice. Yeah, clean it up and take it away. Clean it up? Fucking hell. No, God, I hope he does. I hope he does, because then that could maybe have some sort of faith in Beatrice, maybe? Maybe it could realise how much potential she has if she's made something really nice. Master, couldn't you just try one bite? Yeah, seriously. Beatrice-sama worked hard to make them for your sake. Jesus Christ, he is this just reminds me of Kinzo. That exact line. I appreciate the sentiment. I'm in the middle of a vital game right now. This is the final game, and it's vital both for me and Berto as well. Yeah, I suppose because of the fact that he's in such an important game, he can't abandon what's actually happening just to eat food because it may distract him from a really important moment. But firstly, that's an unhealthy mindset, and secondly, Beatrice is going to be really quite upset. God, I hope it's just not that bad what she feels. So please. Don't mess with my heart any more than is necessary. No, I see that. Yeah. Isn't it just horrible to think that, you know, because of the fact that he's in grief, he's just... I mean, he's not really taking it out on other people, but he's just unable to feel gratitude for these people. Yeah, no, I see that, yeah. But to be fair, this is the thing about if you try to please somebody, like, even if you mean it as much as possible, like, you have made the effort, like, if the person isn't pleased, then suppose you've just got yourself to blame for making the effort. But at the same time, that's such a brutal way of thinking, so I don't know. That's just too sad of her. Yeah, seriously. I get that you're grateful for her feelings. God, I'm probably surprised that Kumasawa is rebelling this much, but can't you show it by just taking one little bite? Yeah, God. Berto looked at Battle sadly. No, I see that, yeah. Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, Battle hung his head to avoid her gaze. The expression on his face caused Berto more pain than any he had shown her before. Yeah, that's really awful. Yeah, he is totally finding it hard to cope. I mean, yeah, you just subtly see, like, you know, the fact that he can't even look Beatrice in the eye at the moment. I think it's firstly because he feels guilty. What's Genji gonna say? Yeah, God, that's brutal. But yeah, no unprofessionalism. Kumasawa, please clean this up and take it away. God. Master. Yeah, that's the worst. Kumasawa clung to Battler, but he turned his back to it. Yeah, that's even worse. He doesn't know. He doesn't want to know whatsoever. Oh, that's really sad. You know, she's tried so hard, but... Yeah, I mean, if Beatrice is agreeing to it, then... No, this is the thing, like, you've tried to do it... You've tried to do something to please somebody, so if they're not pleased to somebody, don't create more anger by, you know, trying to make it so that it does please them. Yeah. Let's clean this up, Kumasawa-san. I won't allow it. Yeah, but no, I don't disagree with that, yeah. God, she is properly nice. She really is nice. Even when Beatrice herself thinks that, you know, all hope is lost, she is still hanging on to it. Yeah, I won't allow it. By making this gift, Beatrice somehow gave it her all to try and support you in the only way she could. God. She really is properly going for it. To tell her to take it away without eating a bite yourself. How can you trifle with a woman so? Oh yeah, Genji's pissed. If you call yourself a man. God. I mean, I don't disagree with this, but at the same time, isn't it just really quite funny to think, like, how ridiculously out of order Kumasawa is being right now? Like, this could get you fired, I'm not even joking. Yeah, like, if this was normal conditions. Yeah, if you call yourself a man, you should at least try a bite when a woman makes you a handmade snack. I mean, the thing is, I mean, obviously, it's so difficult for Battler because of the fact that, you know, he feels so much grief with Beatrice, so this must just be something that is so painful. But at the same time, like, even though that's the case, do you deny it because of the fact that somebody has, you know, gone out of their way to actually make something for you? If you truly intend to crush a woman's feelings like this... God. That is so impressive. If you truly intend to crush a woman's feelings like this, I, Kumasawa, will not back down even if it kills me. No, I won't. Wow. God, she must be so moved by that. Kumasawa-san. You've done enough for me already. Maybe this is where Battle is actually going to see. I don't know. I won't allow it. Master, do you think they're poisoned or something? Oh my god, if they were. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I really... No, to be honest, the thing is about... This is just such a tricky situation in so many angles, but I really think Battler should do it. Because, not only because of the fact that, you know, if he doesn't, Beatrice is probably going to be really quite upset. Because, you know, she's made so much effort and, you know, she's literally learned how to make something. She's learned how to make something just... So, she's probably learned the entirety of cooking. She's learned how to make something and she's also learned, you know, just in general, well, she's just put so much of her time to this. That, oh yeah, if Berto ever came to me to give cookies... Yeah, definitely, yeah. Of course I figure out that she put some kind of crazy poison in them. Yeah, and she's asking me if I think there's poison in these. Who would expect? Oh my god, yeah. The cookies piled up in such a neat and cute way. Could possibly have something bizarre hidden inside them. Katie in Onikakushi. But yeah, no one else I can think of. And anyway, who could possibly imagine? Yeah, seriously, it's just so weird how the tables have totally turned. Berto making something like this. Because of that. Oh, yeah. Battler couldn't bear to look at Berto's innocent reaction. Isn't that really interesting to think that Battler... I feel like it's just such a twisted love, but at the same time it does make sense because, you know, Beatrice has gained a relationship from being totally malicious to Battler. So the thing is, like, for Beatrice to actually be uncharacteristically nice, it's just weird. Because of that, Battler couldn't bear to look at Berto's innocent reaction, which is completely free from any malicious thoughts, like slipping poison into cookies. Oh, I hope he does it. Oh my god. Oh, that's awful. Oh, please tell me. There is still hope, to be fair. I mean, I'm acting as if somebody's about to die, but, like, still, like, I just really hope, because this, like I said, it's either going to destroy her confidence or it's going to be a wake-up call. I don't know. But she's already trying her hardest. It's so brutal. God, it's so sad looking at her expression, really. Berto quietly started to clean up. Every now and then. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, she sniffled. Yeah. My God, she is brilliant. She really is. Yeah, isn't it just really interesting to think that, you know, she's kind of saying as if manly duties are being Battler by refusing to, you know, eat Beatrice's cookies is kind of failing to follow his duties as a man, really. Yeah, Kumasawa continued to glare at Battler. Which then gave a small sigh and helped Berto clean up. Oh, yeah, I think it's good that, yeah, you've just... I mean, somebody has done all of this for you and yet you just don't. Yeah. However, the hardness didn't disappear from her expression. Yeah. God, that's horrible. I mean, she was so kind to try and do this. And yet now she's having to apologise because of the fact that Battler hasn't liked it whatsoever. My apologies, father. Yeah, you've got to be composed. Please excuse me. Oh, maybe that's why. Yeah. Don't call me that. Yeah. Yeah, that must be painful. Yeah, don't call me father. Berto never called me that. Yes, as you wish. My apologies. God. That is horrible. That really is. Hanging her head so low that her chin touched her chest. Berto hurried out with the stuff. God. Yeah, Kumasawa is such a nice person, though, genuinely. Well, pray she isn't the culprit. But, anyway, yeah, she is such a nice person, so I really hope that she consoles Beatrice like she deserves to be consoled. After giving Battle a look, Kumasawa chased after her. Kumasawa threw the door open a bit violently, and the footsteps of the pair rapidly disappeared off into the distance. Oh, God. Oh, what's this? Oh, yeah. Oh, this is going to be interesting to see what they think about it. Yeah, it's understandable. I may be his little sister, but I'm not sure how I feel like about it. Though it is a horrible thing what Basila has done, I still... Well, it's not horrible, but well, it is. It's a really unkind thing. I won't go as far as saying it's horrible, but it is fucking unkind. You can't deny that. Though it is unkind, we've got to consider about how much pain he probably feels about not being able to talk to the real Beatrice. So I think I actually understand his feelings, but at the same time I can see why, a lot of people wouldn't. I might be his little sister, but I'm not sure how I feel about that. If she were anyone other than Berto, you'd think of him as a true enemy of women. Is that it? I see that, yeah. Yeah, but it is interesting that... Yeah, I don't have a clue why Oni-chan and Berto act so friendly together. Yeah. Well, no, I think of Berto as our greatest enemy, the one we must defeat. Still, even so. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is understandable. She'd say that, yeah, as a woman. I can't say I like how Oni-chan's treating her. It's not nice at all. This is the thing, though it may not be nice, like, he's bereaved. So, could you justify it like that? And it makes sense like that as well. He's such a different person, this battler in episode 6. Yeah, me too, yeah. And yeah, I can understand Battler's feelings a little too. Yeah, I agree, yeah. Yeah, what a sad state of affairs. That must be even more painful. The fact that somebody is actually trying to connect with you, even though they are just, like, kind of like a mockery of the person that you had such a strong bond with. Yeah, I still don't understand what kind of antagonism or connection there was between them. Yeah, however, Oni-chan probably viewed Berto as a friendly rival, if not something more. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Oni-chan's reasoning for defeating Berto isn't just to destroy an enemy out of hatred. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, yeah, it feels like he wants to give a sincere answer to our questions, yes. I can't deny the fact that their fight isn't based on hatred, but on a stronger emotion. Yeah, I like that she's actually begun to think about that. And on top of that... Oh yeah, I couldn't agree more. And on top of that, Berto really is something to remain dedicated to Oni-chan all the more, even after being treated so coldly. Yeah, seriously, yeah. I agree with the other older sister, Beatrice. No, but I do see that, yeah, I can't understand why she's so dedicated to Oni-chan. Well, isn't it interesting to think, like, I don't know, let's say for example you're, I don't know, really quite sad scenario here, you're just rejected by your parents. I mean, she just kind of looks like some of the people, she kind of just makes me think of somebody who's really rejected by their parents and, does anything to make it so that maybe they don't really care about themselves because they think they hold value in their parents, so as a result, like, they have to adapt themselves so that they can appeal to them because they've got no one else to appeal to. It's kind of like that with Beatrice, really. For fuck's sake. And though it will only happen after changing over 1,000 years, well, I mean, that is understandable, it will, but at the same time, if Beatrice the Elder and Beatrice actually merge, then I wonder how long it will take compared to that. Yeah, that single factor that you don't understand will certainly be inherited by the Golden Witch Beatrice we know so well. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah,
理解しているわ。
I understand
この
that.
ベアトを知ることもまたやがてのベアトを知ることにつながる。
Fair enough, yeah. Learning something about this battle will eventually teach us something about that battle. No, I don't
そし
disagree,
て
yeah.
それはこのおかしなゲームで最大の大駒とあるいはこのゲーム版そのものを説明するかもしれない。
I see that, yeah, and that may be able to explain the greatest piece in this crazy game, if not the game board itself.
謎多き魔女であるな。
No, I agree, yeah. Isn't it just really quite funny that whenever you look at normal motives and normal common sense, it just doesn't apply whatsoever? You really have to look in to understand their bond. Such a mysterious witch. Though she said those words, Featherin wore a confident smile on her face. Yes, he's probably figured it out at the best cost. Sorry, I've got so many things that are just irritating me at the moment. It's just as annoying as you guys are probably finding it. Right. There we are. Sorry. Should have prepared a little bit better for this. Right. Her sarcastic confidence, as though she already knew the answer, was yeah, definitely, yeah. Beatrice,
話を聞きたいわ。
I want to ask you something. I love that she can just suddenly appear, that's hilarious.
はい。何でしょうか、エンジェさん。
Yes, what would you like to know, Angie-san? When Angie asked our question, Bertha, who had been reading a fragment book in the shadows of the library, jumped.
あなたはなんで後宮バトラーをお父様と呼ぶの？
Oh, why do you call Battler father?
私という駒を
Yeah, but
生み
that
出し
does
てく
make
ださっ
sense.
たからです。
Because he created the piece that I am.
ではどうして後宮バトラーにそこまで尽くすの？
This is going to be interesting. In that case, why are you so dedicated to Ushinomiya Battler?
駒は生み出した造物種に絶対服従しなくてはならないルールでもあるの？
Isn't that interesting? That is actually a really quite interesting question. Erika, she totally obeys Burncastle, sucks up to her immensely. Angie, she basically obeyed. Though it was true that Burncastle's desire had a lot of benefits for her, still obeyed her quite a lot. And Beatrice obeying Battler. Yeah, you could make that connection. I think it would be valid. Is there some rule that pieces must obey the creator that makes them?
そんなルールはない。
Oh, so it's just a little bit of a coincidence then. There is no such rule.
駒は道具、あるいはナイフだ。
Oh, I like that. Yeah, a piece is like a tool or perhaps a knife. Yeah, it can stab you or it can stab your enemy.
上手に扱えば便利な道具になる。
When used skillfully by the game master, they can be quite useful.
しかし扱いを間違えれば、
Yeah.
自らを傷つけもする。
Yeah, however, if you use them incorrectly, they can hurt you as
道具
well.
になろうと凶器になろうと、
Angie could hurt
そこ
Burn
に道具の意
easily.
志はない。
Whether a tool is used for a tool or a weapon, that has nothing to do with the tool's own
た
will.
だ結果があるだけだ。
Yeah, it's merely the result. Fair enough. Yeah, that is actually really quite interesting. So it's a result of actually using the tool. I like that analogy. That's actually really quite good.
じゃあどうしてあんたはお兄ちゃんにアームを尽くすの？
In that case, why are you so dedicated to Oni-chan?
まるでそれはあなたという駒の目的かのようだわ。
That is interesting. It's almost as though that's your goal as a piece.
はい。
If that's the case, then we have the question of who actually made the piece. My theory is if you link it to Dante's Inferno, if you link this, you know, the final stage, I feel like we're at the final stage. We're, you know, we've gone through Purgatory and Inferno as well, and, you know, we're finally going to Paradiso, and, you know, the person who was going to guide Battler through Paradiso, I feel like that could be, like, the person who has made the person who has made Beatrice as a piece. I don't know though, I feel like that could be unlikely, but it could be reasonable at the same time, because maybe if this Beatrice really becomes good in terms of what she can do, she will be able to get Battler into a point that will allow him to get to the peak of being with the original Beatrice? I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, that is interesting. So I feel the piece was made by whoever the Claire character will be. I don't know. That is the girl that gave birth to me. By the way, that is not a spoiler because I'm linking it contextually to Dante's Inferno. No, not Dante's Inferno, sorry, Dante's Divine Comedy. Even. To Oni-chan, the one who gave birth to you, give you that goal. Oh, Battler gave birth? What? That's not it. I'm surprised. As the Game Master, Battler merely set a piece with that role on the board. Ooh, also the one who gave birth to this piece. Okay, that's even more interesting. Ooh. Also, the one who gave birth to this piece was the first Game Master and the one who created this game, Beatrice herself. Yeah, isn't it ironic? Beatrice has created Beatrice, and Beatrice has also created an opportunity so that Beatrice can make Battler, I don't know, just make Battler recover his heart again, or maybe recover Beatrice herself in pursuit of making it so that Battler doesn't fall victim to, you know, loneliness and pain, really. Who knows? Oh, this is getting confusing. This is getting confusing. In other words, you keep calling Oni-chan father, but he's not actually your father. Oh yeah. I suppose that you're just calling him that affectionately. I see that, yeah, you're just calling him that affectionately because you feel obligated to devote yourself to him. Yeah, that is actually really interesting. That is a fair point, and I don't disagree with that. But the only thing is, I feel that affection is properly what bugs Battler, and, you know, the reason Beatrice can't fully get to Battler, because, you know, that affection from a person who is the same as your loved one, I mean, come on, it's just going to make it so that Battler has way more pain. Yes. I think that's true. Father was the one who placed me on the game board. Father was the one who placed me on the game board. If he hadn't, my piece would never have had a turn. So the fact that I exist right now and I'm able to devote myself to my goal is all thanks to Father. I see. Yes, that's why it makes sense for you to call him Father. Yeah, that is a good question. Yeah, in that case, who told you to devote yourself to Oni-chan? Oh, that must have been the first Game Master, Beato herself. This is so confusing. Yeah, you wish to ask her why she must devote herself to Ushinomiya Batora, correct? However, she cannot give you that answer. She was given nothing but the goal itself. Oh,
与え
that's
た本人にしか
interesting.
わからぬのだから。
Only the person who gave her that goal knows the reasons for which they did so.
なるほど。
I see.
それも考えてみるがいい人の子よってわけね。
I consider that as well, child of man, right?
で、ついでにあんたにはもうその察しがついていて、ニヤニヤしながら私が悩んでいるのを見ているってわけだわ。
So that means you already have an idea and you're laughing at my confusion.
そなたは我が巫女としてつくづく優秀だ。
She didn't answer it. You really are just perfect for my Miko. That's hilarious. Yeah, that is actually really interesting to think that Beatrice created another Beatrice. And, you know, whenever you think that Umineko, the fight between Battler and Beatrice is actually one which, oddly, is completely filled with compassion, you can see why and stuff like this. Because Beatrice predicts the eventuality that she will actually die, so that she makes another piece that can be used for when Battler on his own is going to be able to use. And it is really interesting to me that, you know, this can actually happen. It's just surprising that Beatrice hasn't died when, you know, not only the game board Beatrice died, but Beatrice outside the game board died as well. Yeah, that is really interesting. So she's given nothing but the goal, no reasons behind it. You have to follow the goal, but why do you have to follow it? That's the question that she will never be able to know, even herself, which surprises me so much. I feel like whoever's going to guide Battler to the stage of paradise is whoever has given this person the goal. Or it could be Beatrice. I don't know. Beatrice herself. But the only thing is, how can Beatrice foresee something like this? Genuinely, look at Beatrice the Elder's reactions. Maybe Beatrice the Elder, Beatrice, when actually challenging Battler, foresaw this opportunity and, you know, created this piece for any eventuality. Then again, how did she predict the fact that Battler was going to have a bond with her so big? Maybe it was because of the fact that she'd done it, I don't know, after episode 3, maybe in episode 4. That could make sense. Yeah, I'll do anything for father. I'll do anything for father. Yeah. My existence will bring father happiness. That is my greatest pleasure. And at that point, Bertol hesitated. Oh, I wonder. And? And what? Yes. And? If I could one day have father acknowledge my efforts. Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. The fact that Beatrice the Peace is just totally... Her thought process is just totally decided because of... It's totally decided around the guise of, you know, her actually being able to heal Battler and her being, well, basically the person who wants to make Battler change and wants to make Battler acknowledge her. It's interesting that she has no objections whatsoever. All of it has always been for one specific goal, and she's never thought any... Like, she's never questioned anything regarding the goal. If I can one day have father acknowledge my efforts, it would mean my greatest joy. What the hell? Yeah, fair. If you... Yeah, she is kind of like a piece of furniture, I see that, yeah. Yeah, but the only thing is she is the witch, that's the ironic thing. But, you know, I suppose because of the fact that she may not be able to use magic, you could argue that. What the hell, if you only wanted to devote yourself to him, I'd say you're just another furniture of the witch. Yeah, that is fair, yeah, but yeah, none of the other pieces of furniture want their efforts to be acknowledged. They just want to make an effort in pursuit of being devoted. Yeah, but you want him to acknowledge your efforts. Yeah, that's less like furniture and more like, yeah. Oh, and she stopped sentence. Yeah, that's less like furniture and more like a human. Yeah, you're just a girl who loves Oni-chan. Oh, right, she was going to say love. Yeah, who loves Oni-chan. Yeah, that is tricky. Yeah, I don't get it. The driving force behind this battle is that of a girl who adores Oni-chan. No, I see that. It is really interesting to think that maybe this could be done under a motive of love. It's just genuinely surprising why that would be the case, though. I mean, this Beatrice has barely ever... She's just been introduced to the world, and she's never really done anything to battle her. But maybe this could be her ultimate goal. Maybe all of this is... Maybe it's obviously to feel acknowledged by your efforts, like she said, but it's also to be pleased by Bastila, so much so that he feels affection towards Beatrice. I don't know. But then what does that make her? If the first Beldor liked Oni-chan, then she should have adored him and devoted herself to him directly. Yeah, that is fair enough, but the only thing is, I suppose, if you did that, then the love behind the mystery couldn't actually be seen, I suppose, because of the fact that, you know, you've got to discuss, you've got to find the understanding that mutually makes it so that Bastila and Beatrice can actually, you know, connect together to solve the truth, really. Why would she create a piece of herself, a separate entity, to do it? As it stands, even if she does attract Oni-chan's attention, it will be towards the peace version of herself. Yeah, exactly, like, what is the point of it? Yeah, not the creator who made that piece. Exactly, and that's just only going to cause pain. Yeah, if I ever like someone, I'll probably want to do things for them. But of course, I want to do those things myself. After all, I would want him to notice me. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, seriously though, I see that, yeah. No, but the only thing is, even if it goes unrewarded, could it potentially make Bastila... The thing is, though it may not make Bastila... No, I can't think like that. No. I was thinking the love may motivate Bastila more and it may encourage him to do better, but at the same time, like, if the love is never actually made in the first place, then that's impossible. Yeah, seriously, and she's doing this out of her own free will. Yeah, no, that is interesting. Beator's actions look no different from those of an average girl in love. She's devotedly doing all she can for him, dreaming that her kindness will eventually be acknowledged. Why would Beator create a piece like this? Isn't it interesting to think that, you know, Beatrice's true intentions are really quite conveyed in a piece like this, and... Isn't it interesting to think, like, if Beatrice never died, what would have happened after Bastila actually had solved the mystery and he'd, you know, reached the mutual understanding? Because the thing is about, if you don't realise the love, then I don't really think you can actually find the truth. Like, look at Bastila, for example. The second he discovered the love, he also discovered what his sin was, and then he found the truth. So, if you take 1,000 years as a metaphor, then you think that Beatrice could potentially have had a really short lifespan before this. Then it is really quite confusing to think, like, what is the reason Beatrice would have anything related to Bastila that could be, you know, on the premise of love? It's so weird. It really, really is. You can see so many acts of kindness in the game board. I mean, kindness is a loose term here, but at the same time, like, look at, for example, in, you know, episode 2, or episode 3, like, all of the times Bastila was going to give in, Beatrice deliberately devised a scenario so that he would be, you know, he would not be able to surrender, and he would be able to play even more. It's just such a twisted relationship, but at the same time it works, and like Angie says, it is fucking confusing. I see that. I know, it is interesting. Maybe putting it in romantic terms is a bit too confusing. Let's try using food as an example. Yeah, I see that actually, yeah. This would be as pointless as creating a piece to eat food for you. Yeah, because why wouldn't you do it yourself? No matter how much food your piece eats on your behalf, you won't get any less hungry, right? Yeah, that is interesting. No matter how much your... Well, I suppose no matter how much your piece loves Battler, you won't get any love yourself. So it's just basically a completely detached love. It's weird. You're the one who wants to eat. There's no reason to have a piece. Yeah, to do that in your place. For most jobs in this world, you can get someone else to do it for you. No, but I think it does actually kind of make sense the fact that Beatrice has made this piece, because of the fact that this... I feel there's some sort of means that has made it so that this piece would only be activated after Beatrice has been defeated. So, if Beatrice is defeated, then it's very likely that Battler has received the truth, which is love-orientated, and... You know, maybe the reason she's so devoted to Battler is because of the fact that Beatrice has gone with the assumption that Battler would have seen the love behind Beatrice. Here, I don't know though. For most jobs in this world, you can get someone else to do it for you. Yeah, definitely, yeah. However, with love and food alone, there can never be any point letting another person doing it in your place. Force feeding. Yeah, but you can't get another person to love you. Sorry, to love for you. No way. That's right. The Spelter was created as a piece because of an impossible reason. I know, it is odd. Though at a glance, she just looks like a normal girl. The more I know about her, the less I understand. Like she's an imaginary number. Yeah, it is interesting, that. That is interesting. Yeah, father hates it when I call him father. Yeah. No way. And the me that father desires didn't call him by that name either. To be honest, I don't really understand why Beatrice is trying so hard to win Battler's approval, and yet she isn't just making it a thing of custom to not do this. Right. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Right, the former you spoke to everyone without even using honorifics. Yeah, no respect. However, simply possessing that knowledge doesn't mean I can refer to father quite that informally. Yeah, you should, yeah. Yeah, I'd like to give him my all and start by calling him Battler-san. No, seriously. It just shows that she has a goal that she will never ever stop, really. I'm surprised you haven't gotten discouraged after being treated so coldly. Oh yeah, Battler. No. You have got to be kidding me. She's actually going to accept this reasoning. Oh my god. No, Battler-san is in the middle of an important game right now. His opponent is the formidable Lady Erika, piece of the great Lady Burncastle. No. I mean, it is understandable. I think it's very, very reasonable to actually contemplate this without having any idea of what's happened before, you know, episode 6. But at the same time, yeah, this is not the case. I think it is partly the case because of the fact that he needs to be concentrating and people are impeding his concentration. But at the same time, I don't think it's just this. No way. This is like maybe 10% of it. Not even that, maybe 5% of it if you ask me. It's no surprise that he was in a bad mood when I stepped in at a delicate moment in this game.
お父様という言葉をかけてしまったのですから。
Oh, isn't that interesting? Just as of starting to reach a critical
機
point.
嫌を崩されても無理ないことです。
And called him by that name he doesn't want to hear. It is nuts how genuinely understanding she is, though. Seriously. Apparently, Beldor still wanted to devote herself to battle, even after being treated in such a cold manner. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the surprising thing. She is just that determined. Yeah, though to an outsider, it might just look as though she's being snubbed. It doesn't faze her at all. Yeah, to be fair, I mean, being with Kumasawa and, you know, being able to be comforted by her, I could imagine how that would make it easy for your, you know, your tears to go away, to be honest. Yeah, seriously, it is truly the blindness of a girl in love.
それとも私に愛がないから見えない？
I wonder what Feather is going to say, or is it that I can't see because I have no love?
愛があれば見えぬものが見えることもあろうな。
Yeah, definitely, yeah, at times love does let you see the unseeable. Bertha once again immersed herself in the fragment book that the former Bertha had written. Oh, that is actually really interesting that Beatrice herself has written it. Yeah, it's just as if... It is just as if... I really do wonder what the date was. If it was any time after Battler had actually... No, it can't be. No, it's just interesting that Beatrice has a connection with Featherin. I bet you Featherin has a connection with so many witches. I mean, there's Byrne, there's Lambda, there's Beatrice. Loads of people. She was trying to find something about the Bertha that Battler desired. Yeah, Angie shrugged as though saying, well, I don't get it. Yeah, it's horrible that she doesn't, but it's fair. It is fair. Featherin laughed when she saw this, hinting that an innocent young woman could never understand. Jesus Christ. Angie grumbled something back unhappily. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Just total dedication. You know, you were so dedicated that everything outside can just completely piss off. It's just your world. You are immersed in it because of the fact that you have to fulfill your function of actually being able to... Well, it's just really quite confusing of what her goal is, you know, to have her efforts acknowledged by Battler and to appeal to Battler and to, you know, have Battler's approval. It's just interesting that, you know, though it doesn't seem like love at first, you could obviously infer that it is love. But what if it's a different motive? Who knows? Their exchange seemed to have no effect whatsoever on Bertha as she sat in the shadows of the library. What are we seeing now? Oh yeah, I do wonder what he's going to say, Battler. After chasing all the others out, only Battler remained in the study. Isn't that really interesting to think that, you know, without love it cannot be seen, so as a result... You know, Beatrice. I feel like whatever this is, the sin has motive with love. Whatever the sin is, it has some sort of thing that love has... No, let me just phrase this better. It's crafted from love, really. That's what I think the sin actually is. But at the same time, though, it's impossible to tell what it actually is. I do wonder. The only thing is, Beatrice said that Beatrice said that this promise had nothing to do with him and Beatrice. Then again, at the same time, what if it has something to do with a different Beatrice? It doesn't have anything to do with this Beatrice, but what about another Beatrice? I don't know. After chasing all the others out, only Battler remained in the study. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. There was no colour in this dimly lit room. Yeah. However, for just the short time that the plate of cookies had been placed there. Yeah, that's horrible. So is Battler himself actually thinking that... What is his view on this? The room had seemed at least a little bit cheery. Yeah, Battler's gaze drifted over to the table, which no longer had anything on it. Oh! Right! When he did, the cookie plate that had been there until a second ago was revived. Yeah, however, it was an illusion. That is interesting. That the cookies could be looked at, they could not be touched, much less eaten. Yeah, and that is really interesting because when you think about the whole illusion relating to Beatrice, you can think that all of... Let's say, for example, Umineko episode 2, where Jessica and Kanon get killed. I think that's my favourite example of this. You know, Beatrice, it looks as if Beatrice is there. It sounds like Beatrice is there. But at the same time, you cannot, you know, touch her, interact with her. You cannot feel anything. It's just... No, wait, hang on a second. I think it's because of the fact that she has a lot of... Well, I don't really want to say magical power now. I want to say illusionary power. You know, she has so much power for an illusion that you can actually feel, for example, the goats and, you know, their swords. And their swords actually have power to kill you. It's just so weird that, you know, there are some illusions that can only be looked at. But at the same time, the more the illusions materialise, you know, the more in terms of form and power they have. Though the cookies could be looked at, they could not be touched, much less eaten. That's torture. If Battler... Yeah. If Battler wished, he could make it possible to touch them or to eat them, but it would be an empty sensation. Yeah, that would be awful. That would be even worse than what he's done. Way worse. It would only give the touch and taste that Battler desire. Yeah, exactly. Isn't it ironic to think that they could be... I don't know, they could be the most mouldy things whatsoever, but at the same time, if it is in Battler's head, if he properly believes that it's going to be the most delicious thing. Let's say, for example, you have raw chicken and then you believe it's going to be jelly. Oh my god, that's ironic, yeah. I'm thinking of Sayano Uta here. But yeah, you could in theory feel like that. He no longer had any way of knowing what kind of cookies they had been. Yeah, I see that, yeah. Unless Battler has an immense memory of what the cookies actually were, he wouldn't be able to actually eat them because of the fact that the illusion, it's not characterized by a memory, and secondly, it's not a strong one, and thirdly, you know, it's just not powerful in general. Yeah. On the reception sofa, across from Battler. Oh, that's interesting. A cloud of gold butterflies slowly gathered. And took the form of the old bear. The old one? Really? Yeah, that's the old Beatrice. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, come on, have a bite. It's not every day that I make these by hand. Yeah, have no fear, I'm confident in how well they've turned out. Stornovay as well.
お嬢様の場合、むしろ自信作の方が不安になろうというものですな。
Ah, yeah. Hearing that from a lady makes them all the more dubious. Isn't it just ironic to think, like Andy's saying, you know, it's such a twisted relationship that it's such a relationship characterized by, you know, devilish deeds that he thinks it's an irregularity for Beatrice not to have poisoned cookies. It's weird. Seriously.
まったくだぜ。お前が作るクッキーなんて、どうせおかしな毒が入ってるに決まってる。
Yeah, isn't it just horrible to think that, you know, this is how Battler truly wants to feel, and this is what Battler truly wants. Yeah, any cookies you made would obviously have some kind of strange poison in them.
それは心外な。
How shocking that you would think so.
仮に入っていたとしても、そなたのあれがそうなってこうなっちゃうかもしれない程度のもんではないか。
God, even if I did put something in it, it would be no worse than the kind that does this and that to your other thing. I don't get the joke. That's just like the most vague thing whatsoever. Oh, what a giddy.
そういうことばかり普段からしているから
Seriously,
食べて
yeah.
もらえないのです
Yeah, if you do that sort of thing all the time, Batalakin will never agree to eat them.
手料理に何か入れるなんて基本でしょ
It is, to be fair, I see that. Putting things in someone's food is pretty basic, isn't it?
爪に髪の毛魔法のおまじないに愛のかけら
Oh, that's the theory. Beatrice ate food with fragments of love in. Oh my god, we figured it out, guys. Putting things in someone's food is pretty basic, isn't it? Fingernails? Bits of hair. I mean, bits of hair, that's fine, but fingernails, that's hilarious. Magic putting the magatama of Huarazu in someone's food. If you don't know the reference, look at Higurashi Daybreak, and then you'll realise. Fragments of
あん
love.
たたちだったら何を入れるの
What would you people put in? Oh no. Yes, Mom.
何も入れません。美味しく
Fair.
自分でいただいちゃいます。
Fair enough. What if it's raw though? Somebody like Beelzebub wouldn't care, let's be honest here. I wouldn't put anything in them, I'd just eat them all myself.
だと思ったわ。あんたは出落ちなのよ、まったく。
Seriously though, I don't disagree whatsoever. Obviously, do you have to be so predictable? Why would she do anything else though? Let's be honest here.
でも、女は3つの袋をつかめって言うし、胃袋は最初の第一歩よね。
That is a bit scary. Oh my god, that would be really quite funny. Just putting human guts into cookies. Oh my god, we've got the Angie burger. Now we've got the Angie cookies. We're going to go to the Angie commercial store where Angie is killed every time somebody wants to have a meal. Killed, gutted, cooked. Yes, this is very appetizing, man. Yeah, it's just really quite horrible to think that, you know, this Beatrice, though she is normal in every regard compared to Beatrice, that's the thing about Beatrice, it's just like, you know, she's so unusual that actually having somebody normal replace her, it's just wrong. And it's just so sad to think that the illusionary power of Bastila makes him able to imagine all of these things. It's just because of the imagination of what he has experienced and all of the times he's had with Beatrice and all of, you know, her furniture and everyone relating to Beatrice as well, like Wadagiria. Yeah, it's horrible. It really is. To be fair though, Beelzebub has a fair point. Why would you put stuff in the cookies if you could just eat them yourself and you can enjoy food? Well, they say a girl's got to grab by all three What? I thought that said snacks. Oh my god. All three though? What kind of person has 3 sacks? Weird. I don't know. The first one's the stomach, right?
次がお財布の袋で、
Oh.
3つ目は何かしら
Yeah, I think I figured it out. Oh my god. Next comes the wallet. And what was the third one again? Oh god, somebody.
男を振り向かせるなら、身も心も魂さえも全てを私のために捧げさせたい。
I mean, to be fair, you are greedy. That's hilarious. Yeah, so why the stomach though? What, so you've got to rip their stomach out and then you've got to get their wallet out and then you've got to... Oh, I don't know. Or maybe that's the role of a housewife? You make their stomach full from food, you make it so that they aren't financially struggling. I don't know. If I could catch a guy's attention, I would want to make him sacrifice his body, heart, and soul to me. Of course you would. You're greedy.
私は手料理に全ての力と愛情を注ぎ込めるの。
Right, that's why I pour all of my power and affection into cooking. But think about the quote, without love it cannot be seen. This will not be able to be seen if the person doesn't like you. Well, to be fair, that's a good way to filter people out. But yeah, fair enough, she wouldn't put anything into it. Oh god. Yeah, she wouldn't.
手料理を食べさせるのは
She wouldn't do anything.
の成功法と言えるだろうな。
In any event, making someone eat your food is probably a frontal attack that's gone unchanged throughout the ages. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
し
Ridiculous. Oh my
そ
god, I
ん
wonder
な
what
小
she
細
would
工
do.
をしないと男心一つつかめないなんて情けないったらありゃしないわ
Oh, how pathetic to think that you couldn't grasp a single man's heart without relying on such simple tricks. Yeah, why don't you just grasp them without the tricks, though? Yeah, I see that, yeah.
へ
Oh.
えお姉様が男心をどの程度おつかみになった経験がおありか聞いてみたいものですけど
Are you saying that you've succeeded in grasping a man's heart on there, Summer?
バトラ何もおかしなもんは入ってないから食ってくれよ
Yeah, Butler, there's nothing weird in it, so have a bite.
わらわがそなたのためにクッキーを手作りするなんて二度とねえからさ
Don't think you'll ever get a chance to eat my handmade cookies again. Yeah, but the only thing is, this is the bad thing about Umineko and the thing that's so dangerous for the actual Beatrice. Like, the illusion is so absurdly powerful that Battler is able to imagine all of this. I think it's because he has high levels of magical power as well, because he's an endless sorcerer as well, I suppose. And, it is interesting that, you know, magic power is basically just interchangeable with, you know, how much of an illusion you can view. But anyway, it's deadly because of the fact that Beatrice, the real one, is going to be totally rejected because of the fact that Battler can always just... He can just drown in his fantasies, to be honest. There probably won't be another chance. I slowly stretch my hand out to the illusion of the cookie plate. Yeah, and touched it. It is interesting to think that the only Beatrice who can do it is the one who Battler's been so, you know, accustomed to being with. Oh, what's going to happen now? It's suddenly gone really quite golden. Have the cookies disappeared? Yeah, that's good, yeah. Yeah, because this kind of discourages him to completely, you know, bathe in his fantasies, really. Just before I did, it became a cloud of gold butterflies and vanished into the darkness of the study. The illusions of Donove and Wadagidia also disappeared. Yeah, oh, that's interesting. However, is it actually the illusion, though? However, the illusion of Berto alone still remained on the sofa.
何が不満か
Oh, right. Interesting. Is there something not to your liking?
それも俺に言わせるつもりか
Yeah, that is going to be interesting. Are you trying to force me to say it out loud?
新しきわらわがそなたの望んだ姿とあまりに違えば違うほど
The more the new me differs from the form you wish for. Yeah, the more powerful the illusions are, bet.
わらわが二度と蘇らぬ存在であることを思い知らされるから
The more you're reminded that I can never be revived again.
であろう
Correct. Oh, this is a stringed cover of Hope.
い
Is it?
い女は逃したら二度と捕まらぬわ
To be fair, that is understandable. I mean, Beatrice is a really... This Beatrice doesn't possess any of the, you know, hilariousness that the other Beatrice possessed, but at the same time, she is a really good... She is really, really a good person. I don't disagree with that whatsoever. If you let a good woman get away, you never get a second chance. Yeah, fair enough,
今
actually, yeah.
頃になってわらわがいい女だったと気づいたであろうが
Isn't it really interesting to think that after Battler solves the truth, he's only started to realise how much he loves the feelings he actually has to Beatrice and, you know, all of the energetic nature of the game, even though it's so bloody hard and it's so threatening and, you know, he's got his life on his hands all of the time. Well, at least he thought that. You know, he's just subtly decided to love it. And it does make sense. It does. If you let a good woman get away, you never get a second chance. So only now you finally realise what a good woman I was. Shut up.
お
Yeah.
前なんか二度と現れなくて
If you never appear again,
せいせいすら
that'd be a relief. Yeah, that is understandable. It's just because of the pain factor. Yeah, Berthollet sprawled on the sofa and looked up at the ceiling. But it also turned his back and moved to the window. For a while, there was
分かっ
silence.
ていると思うが
I imagine you understand, but
分かってな
I do understand.
そなたの期待するわらわは
Yeah, that's
すで
horrible.
に消えた
Yeah, the me you were expecting has already disappeared. Yeah,
分かってる。
I
あ
know.
のベアとは紛れもないお前自身ではあっても、かつてのお前とは異なる存在で。
I see that, yeah. Even though that Berto is you without a doubt, she's a different being than the old
俺
you.
はもう絶
I know, that's the sad thing. That really is. And it's just so horrible to think that, you know, even though Battler has the feeling that Beatrice can never revive again whatsoever, you know, in his head, he still is able to actually have conversations with her because of the illusionary power, really. It's just absurd. I think that's even crueler, the fact that, you know, he's always reminded of the fact that, you know, Beatrice will never be there, even if he doesn't want it. You know, I can say with certainty he will never revive again.
わらわの魂とこの女らしさ、性格の良さ、気風の良さは魔女としての1000年によって培われたものだ。
My soul, femininity, sparkling personality, and splendid character were cultivated over 1,000 years spent as a witch.
それは全
Yeah,
く
I
同
see
じ
that,
1000年を
yeah.
経ぬ限り、
Yeah,
わ
yeah,
らわ
that's the
と同じ
horrible
にはなり
thing.
得ぬ。
Unless an exactly identical 1,000 years is traversed, yeah, nothing can become... Isn't that just horrible, though? You know, just the most sad realization of impossibility and hopelessness.
すなわち、そなたがわらわを生み出そうと目論む時点で、
Yeah, that is
す
interesting.
でに生い立ちが異なるのだ。
And so, at the moment you decided to create me, my personal history was different. Yeah.
お前が絶対に蘇らないなんて。
I know, that's the
あの
worst.
昭和るベルンカステルに。
But that doesn't necessarily pose a barrier on you. Or does it? That damn Burncastle was already guaranteed that you'll never revive.
だが、期待しているのである。
Yeah. However, you still have hope for it, don't you?
新しきわらわがある非豆腐の角にでもコツンと頭をぶつけ、過去の記憶を取り戻して見事復活。
To be fair, that is actually reasonable when you consider what happened in Umineko episode 3. One day, the new me will trip and land on her head, and all of the memories of the past will be
み
restored.
たいなのを期待しているのである。
Ah, yeah, you were hoping for something like that, weren't you?
そんな妄想プロット、今時ラノベ
Yeah,
なんて
that's
通用せるわ。
Isn't it really quite interesting to think that what actually happened in episode 4, if you in episode 3, if you interpret it with the illusion related views, then you could think that you know, when Beatrice actually died, it was because of the power of the illusions that her... Well, Beatrice has died... Well, it was actually really, really odd, this Beatrice. Who was this Beatrice? Because of the fact that, was she just an illusion, or did she objectively exist as a human being? Oh, there are so many things that are completely odd about Kinzo's plot, because if you make it so that... The biggest question is, if everything is an illusion, how did the gold come? Like, that is my biggest fear about the illusion. What did Kinzo do? How did he make the gold? And it is really quite interesting to think that what I think probably happened in episode 3 is about the illusions. So the human Beatrice had died, but because of the fact that people were believing in... Maybe it was because of the fact that Rosa was believing in Beatrice's existence. So that started the revival in the soul of the Beatrice that was an illusion. So maybe that human Beatrice was a genuine person, which would make sense if you think about Ginzo's love. Then again, that person had known nothing but the mansion, so how do you explain that? Yeah, that is odd. Whoever that person is, we are going to learn a lot more now that we realise everything's an illusion. But I think the soul then revived because of the fact that people were believing in the illusionary power of Beatrice, really. It's tricky. I mean, you have Kinzo, you have Rosa, who believed in it. I wonder who else could have. Well, the servants, potentially. So you have a lot of people there who could actually give power to revive Beatrice's soul. Or maybe it wasn't a revival, but it was the actual creation of it. Maybe that's when the illusion was created. The illusion was created from the human Beatrice who has died, and then... I don't know, though. With that logic, why has it been created then? Maybe it was because of Rosa's belief being really strong. Who knows? I don't know, it's kind of tricky. Yeah, this is horrible. Yeah. By the way, this is interesting. I don't want to skip over that. I'm going to screenshot that because I think that's actually really quite key. How the hell did Battler create Beatrice? Wait, hang on a second. I'm being a little bit stupid. Think about the game board. Yeah, I was thinking create the other piece rather than, you know, the real one that we know. Who am I? Could that be a reference to the illusions? The fact that she is not herself, but she is merely just a conscience crafted from people's illusions? God, I know. That is such a horrible thing to say, but this is the thing about the other Beatrice. You know, she had no restraint. And that's... Yeah, in the past you also... You waited and waited. 6 years? Ooh. For 6 years to do the sin? Yeah, I think it's very likely to say that the Beatrice, it was not between Beatrice and Battler, it was between someone else and Battler. But that someone else was a past Beatrice. Because the Red Truth in episode 4, I remember it saying that Beatrice, it was not a grudge between Beatrice and Battler. But that if you then use a play on words, you think it's a grudge from someone, from a past Beatrice that was a different... Maybe the past Beatrice had a different name. And that could be it. This is going to be interesting. Oh my god, I wonder what they're going to think about. Whatever the promise is, it is just absurdly burdening. It's a horrible thing that has been done. You know, everyone has died as a result of this. I do wonder what it is, though. Then what is it? Does this mean that our relationship is exactly the opposite of how it once was? That is interesting. Suppose.
わらわもそなたがいつかはきっと気づく。思い出す。奇跡が起こる。
Yeah, that is interesting. If you view the game board being done by love because of the fact that it was made to make Battler realise his sin, then that gives a whole new angle, and it actually explains everything regarding why Beatrice was so lenient and why Beatrice wanted to make Battler able to solve it. But what is the sin, though, genuinely? If you do all of this to, you know, make him realise it. Also, why don't you just tell him it, by the way? We've got to think about that. Why does Beatrice not just tell Battler his sin? Well, at times, I did continue the game believing that you would eventually notice and remember. Yeah, that is interesting that a miracle would occur. How did it feel? How did it feel when you were playing with me? Well, it definitely sounds positive. As they say, look inside your own heart. Oh, that is interesting. The feelings were totally reciprocated. The same feelings from Beatrice, from Battler, were experienced by Beatrice. It hurts. If only she didn't look so much like you. Yes, agreed. Yeah, I would have kept my cool a little better. Yeah. What, do as you wish. No, you will not. Oh no. Oh no. In the past I tortured you and tormented you. No. Oh no. This is scary. Now's your chance for revenge again. Oh, no. The new me will just wander around nervously, ignorant of everything. Jesus Christ, that's harsh. You may boil or burn her as you see fit. Fucking hell. Perhaps doing so will ease your old hatred. No. Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, I would if it was you. It would probably make me feel a lot better. But, oh, thank God. Yeah. I think it's really nice he's not giving in to that. But he wouldn't. He's Battler. He's too good of a person to do that. But that Berto. Yeah, that is interesting. But I do see that argument. It is fully valid.
わらわでないというなら誰なのか。
Yeah, that is a good question though. Yeah. It's not you, it's Beatrice. It's somebody with the same name, yet different personality. Could you imagine? I've just got a really funny theory. Battler is not Ushinomiya Asuma's son. The Beatrice from episode 3 never died. Rudolph had an affair. Battler was born. Battler was... Wait, no. That is actually a really good question. How was Battler born? Where was he born? Yeah. But could you imagine if Battler isn't Asuma's child, then he is the human Beatrice's child? That would be so funny if that was the case. And then... No, I don't know. I think that's just ridiculous, because that would be assuming that... I swear there was a red truth about Beatrice having died in, I think it's 1978? Something like that. I have no idea. No, it can't have been 1978. 1967, I think it was. 1967 or 1971. I have those 2 years in my head. I don't know why. That'd be so funny if that theory was actually true, though. I mean, that's absurd, though. But still. Could you imagine if that was the case? And then I was thinking the sin could be Battler having walked out on his mother. But at the same time, like, he would have been too young to actually have... Wait, no, hang on a second. The sin occurred 6 years ago, I thought. Yeah, never mind about that then. Yeah, that's horrible. I mean, this could be a total motive for it as well. If it isn't me, who is it? This is going to be interesting. It's someone who's very much like you. Yeah, and it reminds me of Battler. Yeah, but not you. Interesting, yeah. But even so, she most certainly is me. Yeah, this is really quite interesting. Like, this person is like you, but at the same time, they aren't exactly you. She is you. And at the same time... Yeah, at the same time, she isn't. I mean... Yeah, I agree, yeah. She's a different person. It is weird. How do you interpret it? Oh, yeah, fair. In that case, the new me really has it tough. Yeah, I see that. No, but the only thing is, this is the thing. Even though she has it rough, she doesn't notice she has it rough, and she actually likes the fact that she has it rough. Don't take that out of context, please. I actually beg you. But, yeah. She likes the fact that she is being treated brutally because of the fact that she doesn't realise it. And secondly, she is too dedicated to realise that, you know, how brutal the circumstances are. And it is interesting that there is a brutality that is never noticed by her, you know, the futility of the goal. She's being treated like a plaything in my place. I truly pity her. No, seriously. Yeah. Yeah, isn't it? I think it's really good that Beatrice is actually saying this, though. Yeah, because maybe that'll make Battler feel bad about how this person is being treated. That might be the contradiction inside me. The new Berthor seems like a different person, so I can't accept it. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Even though I know she's a different person, she keeps reminding me of Berthor. So I know, it is weird. Yeah, it's kind of like if you had some sort of relationship with Mion. Let's say, right, Meakashi spoilers, and, you know, Higurashi chapter 5 spoilers. Let's say, for example, Satoshi had... No, wait. You could actually link this to Keiichi and Shion quite well in Meakashi, actually. You know, her just constantly thinking that, you know, there's such a reminiscence of Satoshi's face in Keiichi, but it's just not him. And, you know, that, as a result, causing so much pain for her. In that case... Oh, that's brilliant. If Battler does that, then this is all over. All of her his hard feelings. In that case, why not think of her as my daughter? Even though looks exactly the same. Your daughter? That is
わ
such
ら
a
わの
weird
血を引き
thought.
し瓜二つの娘と解釈せよ。
And that is understandable because obviously they're not biologically similar, but at the same time I suppose you could think that, you know, they look similar. Basically the same. And, you know, it's as if, you know, I suppose a lot of growing up is emotionally. She has grown up, Beatrice, because of the fact that she is like a mother to her because she's grown up more emotionally. I suppose you could say. She does share my blood, so consider her a daughter that closely resembles me.
何しろわらわの分身であり。 し
Yeah.
かし千年の経験を経ぬのだから、そう呼んでもおかしくはあるまい。
After all, she is my double, but hasn't lived 1,000 years, so calling her that is not incongruous. Yeah.
わらわは死して娘を残し、そなたに託したと。
That's
So
brilliant.
mono.
Yeah. I'm so happy that she's saying this. Imagine that I have died, left behind a daughter, and entrusted her
さ
to
す
you.
ればそなたも、あやつをどう受け止めればいいか、
Definitely.
少しは
Yeah.
考えやすいのではないか。
Want to become a little easier to deal with her that way. I wonder what Basila's gonna say.
らしくも
Oh, yeah, that's brilliant.
うまい例えをしやがって。
Yeah, but no, I don't disagree. It is actually a good analogy, and this has convinced Basila that's the best thing. That's the only thing that's important. That's actually a good analogy. It's unlike you.
茶化すでない。
I like that. Yeah. Do not
あ
jest.
やつは我が娘だ。
Yeah, and this is the thing. You make city analogies all the time, probably, but at the same time, you know, when it actually comes down to it, and when it's serious, you need to make a good one. I see that. Yeah, do not jest. This is my
わら
daughter.
わが死んで残し、
Hmm.
そなたに託した忘れがたみだ。
She is the child I left behind after my death.
わらわの面影を押し付けるも自由。
You are free to press my likeness upon her.
恨みつらみをわらわの代わりにぶつけて、慰み者としてもよい。
Yeah, that might go out of hand. I hope it doesn't. This is the thing that's kind of scary about Beatrice. She is willing to do anything to make it so that Basilar appeals to her. So that means she could undergo a lot of cruel treatment to be able to get to that goal. I just hope that doesn't happen. But Basilar is a really nice person. I don't think he'd go that low. You may also let loose your pent-up resentment on her in my
わ
place.
らわの罪を背負わせ、好きに苛めば、そなたの鬱憤も晴れようぞ。
Making her bear my sins my sins, yeah, and tottering her as you please may calm your wrath.
それが趣味でないというなら、わらわのように人の道を踏み外さぬよう
That is interesting,
正
yeah.
しく導くのもまた一興だ。
I don't disagree though, yeah, if that doesn't match your tastes, you can also guide her down the right path so that she does not end up on the inhumane road that I have tread.
あやつは、
Yeah.
そなたに尽くすように生まれながらできておる。
She was made to devote herself to you since the moment of her birth.
そなたが望めば、どのような姿にだって変えられる。
Yeah, that is understandable. Yeah, if you wish, you can mold her into any shape you desire.
千年の奇跡を経たならば、わらはそのものにさえなれるかもしれない。
That is a really interesting question. Would Basilar go that far? You know, after 1,000 years of miracles, she might even become me.
かつてお前
Can
に
he
された
become that far, by the way?
ひんむいて鎖で引っ張り回すことさえ自由だ。
Jesus Christ, don't get any ideas. God, so I could even strip her naked and drag her around with a chain like you did to me once. That's the worst thing about that, the fact that you can actually make that connection. Oh God. Don't.
そうだな。今ならばそれ以上の非道なる所業さえ
Yeah,
可
so at this
能
point,
であろうぞ。
even greater humiliation would be... Yeah, God, fair. I think it really, really is nice that, you know, even the illusion of Beatrice, the one that is crafted basically entirely because of Basilar, has made him realise. But I think that gives us the indication that subconsciously, Basilar really did want to accept this Beatrice, and that has always been his desire from the beginning, but obviously his feelings towards her resembling Beatrice so much haven't actually let him do this. Yeah, this is scary. Hopefully he won't do that. But the only thing is, don't do this. This is a different person. Beatrice's sins, just because she's their mother, doesn't necessarily matter. Oh god, yeah. This must be hard for him. It must be so difficult. Who is saying this? Ah, right, there's our answer. Ooh, I wonder what he's actually going to say, because this can be a big turning point. So... Yeah. She is. Your double... Yeah, and your daughter. Yeah. I see that. Isn't it ironic to think that that could actually be the case? Yeah. Yes, she is exactly the same person. The same piece, which was created once more by the rule called Beatrice. Yeah. However, when I'm unable to accept it that way, I can think of her as Berthol's daughter. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, finding a clear guidepost for how to interact with her and smoothly. Yes, because look at how absurdly... Right, I think what Basila does, now that he has realised this degree of kindness, you think of it as, I don't know, a daughter making, you know, food for her father. Like, you know, just how kind that would be. And then you ask for those cookies and you acknowledge her efforts and you make her happy. Finally. I understand how... Oh. Yes, good. Yeah, I was to add that. That's brilliant. That's all he needs to understand to make him change. Oh, God, I know. This is the worst thing. This is the thing that sucks about losses. Like, you know, you take your emotions out on other people and there's just more things to make you sad about. Yeah, my tears poured to the ground and when I followed them with my eyes... Oh, that is interesting. Yeah, it wasn't a message card. It was like a motivational message card. What is this? It's not that, actually. I noticed that a white business card had fallen onto the floor. Oh, that's not a business card. Wow. It was the message card that had adorned these cookies. Oh, that's interesting. Oh my god, I wonder. Oh, yeah, fair. Yeah, I rushed her, telling her to clean up and leave right away, which is why probably it had fallen to the floor unnoticed. Picked it up and read the message on it. What is it? I feel like it's going to be a really short message that conveys so much. It was extremely short, pure, and sincere. It's so clear that I should be able to read it. However... Oh, that's sad. It's blood with tears. God, and I can't... Yeah, you can't see anything. Yeah, that is interesting. Something that is really short. I really do wonder what it actually is, though. That's horrible, though. Isn't it just really interesting? This is just such... Isn't it just so funny to think that Umineko now, like, the answer arts can be just summoned up with one quote, without love it cannot be seen. Or at least, that's kind of the impression I'm getting for episode 6 so far. Like, everything, every single event in this chapter can be summarized with without love it cannot be seen. Isn't it ironic that? Oh, that's horrible, though. That really is. weird transition there. Everything's just becoming more pixelated. But yeah, that shows. Nothing can be seen without the love. There are so many truths that, you know, genuinely cannot be seen because of emotions. It's just so weird to think how much emotions break logic in Umineko. Where are we? We're in... I've not seen this place before. Is this one of Featherin's places? The flood of light and sound slowly dissipated. The silence that followed was not once interrupted, even by the sound of wind and rain outside that had once been present. What? What? Oh my god. Okay, that is fucking weird. Right. Let's just... This is odd. Right, I won't have time to read this now, so I'm gonna... I'm just gonna go back once I've finished going out. Oh my god, what an incredibly warm and moving read, to be honest. That was brilliant. That really, really was interesting. And, you know, isn't it just really quite interesting that, you know, Basila could validly view, you know, Beatrice as his daughter? It's just such a weird thought. But at the same time, it's valid. It really, really is valid. And, oh my god, it's just going to be so interesting to think, you know, how, firstly, Basila's going to treat Beatrice, you know, as a daughter and, you know, making it so that Beatrice's legacy can be preserved, doing everything that, you know, he wasn't able to do for Beatrice, I suppose. Well, not really he wasn't able to do for Beatrice, but everything he wouldn't normally be able to do because of the fact that, you know, Beatrice is normally just such an evil and cruel person. Isn't it interesting to think that, you know, this changes everything, firstly. And secondly, I really do wonder what's going to happen regarding George and Jessica here. It seems like a really quite interesting place. And it's also interesting to see, you know, what, you know, Beatrice's motive actually was and who it was created from. I think it was created from either Beatrice or, you know, the person who is going to guide Basila to paradise. Because obviously we've got to remember that this story is really quite heavily based on Dante's Inferno. So, no, I keep on saying Dante's Inferno. I'm sorry, Dante's Divine Comedy. So, yeah, as a result of that, there's got to be somebody who's actually going to guide Basila to, you know, the ending, whatever paradise is. And it is interesting that, you know, by having reached the truth of this riddle, he hasn't actually reached paradise yet. But the only thing is, it is going to be interesting. Paradise, in the original Dante's Inferno, I think, was when... Yeah, that is interesting. Was when Dante was actually reunited with his lover, Beatrice. Ironic name choice there. Yeah, yeah, so I really do wonder if that could potentially be indicative of that same thing. It's either going to be that in the end of the series, maybe Basila's going to have Beatrice as someone who's united with him, or maybe this new Beatrice is going to be Basila's lover. I don't know, it's odd to think. Yeah, it's going to be so interesting to discover this next part as well. So, yeah, see you in a bit. Right, okay, I don't know why my webcam's not on, there we are. But, yeah, I'm back now, and, yeah, this is going to be really quite exciting. I do wonder what's actually going to happen regarding Jessica and George, because they look like in a location that definitely doesn't look like anything we've seen before. It looks really odd, so let's begin. Right, both Jessica and George timidly open their eyes. Yeah, we're in the world. What is this? That is actually really, really interesting. Yeah. Could this potentially mean... Right, alright, so in theory they may have died. I don't know, though. It was a strange room they have never seen before. I know, it just looked really, really weird. It's just so odd how it has such a traditional aesthetic. It's as if they've travelled back in time to a really rich-looking mansion, maybe 200 or maybe 100 years back. 200 is way too far of a stretch, but... maybe 100 years back, like maybe 1886. It looked like a Western style smoking room. Oh yeah, yeah. Its furnishings were stylish and expensive. Yeah, seriously, yeah. They've got candles as well. Kind of ritualistic. Yeah, it looked like the room of some dignified person. No, I see that, yeah. Shit, where did my fan go? Oh, it's right there, you idiot. Oh, that's interesting. There was a set of black tea on the table, as well as the chessboard, which seemed to be halfway through a game. However, there was something strangely out of place. How have they got here, though? That's what I don't understand whatsoever. The black and white checkerboard pattern made it feel like chess. But it looked like a very similar, yet totally different game that no one knew of. That is such a weird looking room. It looks amazing though. I love the art style so much. The purple tint makes it look all the more ominous. It really blends in if you ask me. And similar to how it both look like chess and not like chess, the furnishings of this room, no, the room itself, though it seemed like a Western smoking room, it also felt like something completely different. Interesting. Just where? I know, seriously, isn't it really weird to think that these people were potentially being killed and now we're seeing, or they're going to be killed, and we're seeing the point of view in which, you know, they are actually going to die, and I don't know, it's odd though. Just where is this place? Yeah, seriously though. Yeah, Jessica-chan on Kanon-kun. And Shannon? No, and Shannon, where's Shannon?
ジョージ様
Oh,
私はここにおります
that is weird. I'm right here, Joss. Why are they here? Who asked for them to be there? And I'm here.
お嬢様ジョージ様
My lady, George-sama.
このような場所にお連れしたことをお詫びいたします
Isn't that interesting? We apologise for bringing you to a place like this. This could potentially be indicative of the fact that this is some sort of place of refuge.
何がどうなってるんだい
What on earth is going? Oh yeah, because what I was thinking beforehand, I think it was in the last episode, the fact that the servants knew that there was going to be a murder occurring, it doesn't necessarily prove that they are actually they have insight on the crime, because of the fact that they, as using evidence in episode 4, they have knowledge of previous game boards. What on earth is going on?
シャノンが取り出した蝶の羽のようなものが眩しく光り出した
What? Just when Shannon took something that looked like a butterfly wing and it started shining. That's weird.
私もだぜ
Ah, the same thing happened to
カ
me.
ノン君が黄金
That's
蝶の
totally
ブローチと
weird.
かいうのを取り出したらそれが輝き出して
Kanon-kun took out this golden butterfly brooch thing. It started to sparkle and...
お嬢様ジョージさんまずはご無礼をお許しください
My lady, George-san, first off, please allow us to
そして
apologise.
どうか落ち着いてくだ
Oh
さい
yeah, definitely, yeah, and please stay calm.
これから不思議なことが起こります
Something strange is about to happen.
その不思議な存在は私たちを試すでしょう
Ooh, that strange thing will probably test us. Test us?
それがひょっとして
Do you mean
さっき君が言っていた
that trial you were just talking about?
僕たちが結ばれるために乗り越えなくてはならない試練
Oh, that's interesting. That we had to overcome if we wanted to be together.
というやつなのかい
Is that it?
試練
A trial? That is really, really weird. I wonder who has actually... The question is, who has been the person who has actually initiated the trial? Who said that there's going to have to be a trial? I mean, I get the one happened in episode 4, but why does that prove that there's going to be one in episode 5? Who's told the servants this information?
Hmm. お嬢様にはまだ説明していませんでした
I haven't explained it to you yet, my lady. My apologies.
しかしどうか
But please.
先ほどのお嬢様の言葉が本当なら
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
どうか力を貸してください
That is going to be really interesting. So what is actually going to happen in terms of this trial? If your words just a second ago were the truth, please lend me your strength.
精一杯頑張りますから
I'll give it everything I've got, so please.
私にはさっきから
Fair.
何一つ分かりゃしねえぜ
I don't understand the thing that's been
ジョー
happening.
ジ兄さんは何か知ってるの
Do you know something, George Nissan?
一応はね
A bit.
今の状況を君同様に驚いてはいる
I'm just as surprised as you about what's happening now.
しかしこれが避けられぬ試練で僕たちに不可欠だと言うなら
I mean, yeah, that is understandable. I just really
僕は
don't
何
understand
が
where...
訪れようとも受けて立つつもりだよ
I just really don't understand where, firstly, they are actually located at the moment, and secondly, I don't understand where, you know, anyone is. I don't understand why the servants have actually taken these people to another place, and, you know, what regarding this actual place is, you know, there, really. Yeah, isn't it interesting to think that firstly it's unavoidable and secondly that it's essential as well. So, you know, I just find it really interesting. Why do they know the fact that it's unavoidable? Why did the servants know? who has told them? And is that person who told them the murderer? Or have they been masked by an illusion? A trial.
カノン君
Kanon
ブロー
Kun,
チを
the brooch. The two of them brought the halves of the broken golden butterfly brooch closer to each other. As they grew closer, the strength of their bright yellow radiance increased. Oh my god. Fucking hell. Wow. Totally transported.
心の準備をしてほしい。
Jessica-chan, I want you to prepare your heart as well.
すでにその準備がある。
I'm already prepared.
どういうことだよ。
Isn't it really quite interesting to think that whatever this test is, if they want to make it so that they can actually live their lives together, they've literally got to do a test that may make it so that they die. This is going to be really quite something. What do you mean?
私にはさっぱりだぜ。
I don't have a clue.
一体何が起こってるんだ。
Seriously though, yeah.
試練だよ。
It's a trial.
愛し合う二人のための試練。
Oh, you know what tests are like in Umineko. Look at episode 4. A test for a pair of those who love each other. Yeah, George spoke these awkward-seeming words quickly and easily, in such an embarrassing line that Jessica couldn't help but turning red. No, I see that, yeah, but the expression on George's face was just so serious that it was almost grim. Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah, 4 out of 10 subs. That is not an expression you commonly see George with, my god. Yeah, Shannon and Kanon were just as serious. Yeah, no jokes whatsoever. Yeah, with a glow in their eyes, as though they were taking part in a sacred duel. The pair of them brought the 2 gold butterfly wings together. Oh, that's actually really quite ironic, that. I like that it's as if they're, you know, they're in the cooperation that they would be, like, if they were in a duel. Then the wings they held became a single brooch and regained their magical power. Hmm. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, because obviously there's only going to be one brooch, so one pair is going to die and the other is going to survive. I wonder if that's how it's going to be. An even more intense light filled the room. And the scene was burnt into the retinas of all present. Burn the shit into the retina of my eye. As the brooch shattered and 2 shining things flew out of it. That's interesting. What's flown out of it?
人は愛のために生きるのです。
Oh my god, who is this? This sounds like Irie from Higurashi. People live for the sake of love.
そう、愛こそは世界なり。
Oh my god, who is this? Yes, this world is love itself.
愛の力のなんと偉大なことか。
That's Lambda. Oh, that's Lambda's voice acting. That's what it is. Yeah, I've heard of this voice before. Yeah. She does sound like EDF from Higurashi though, genuinely. Oh, how great is the power of love?
愛こそは全てなり。
Love is everything there is. Yeah. Suddenly, the voices of 2 people, or I think I'm putting that in quotation marks validly, but I don't know. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Suddenly, the voices of 2 people they had never heard before rang out. What was it? Who were they? It's obviously the voices inside your head. Oh, so that's where I've heard. Oh, I'm happy. I've really wanted to learn about these characters. Oh my god. Yeah, George and Jessica nervously opened their eyes. When they did, they saw that 2 demons had appeared there. Almost as though 2 halves of the brooch had... That is interesting. Now it does kind of make a little bit more sense as to why they have hearts on their dresses. I really do wonder what's actually going to happen in terms of the heart-related things. Do we have the character cards for them? No, we don't. Not yet. Bit impatient?
おや、おかしいぞフルフル。
Yeah, that's weird. Please. If one of the characters is called Furfur, I am actually uninstalling Umineko.
どうして我らはこのようなところに？
What are we doing in a place like this?
本当に不思議ですわ。ゼパル。
It really is strange, Zepar. No way, this person is actually called Furfur. It really is strange, Zepar.
人間と家具しかいない。
God, there's no one but humans and furniture here.
魔女はどこ？
Where's the witch?
私たちを呼び出すにふさわしい 魔女の姿はどこに？
Where's the witch capable of summoning us?
ああ、僕たちは契約の魔女の名前
Ooh,
を
that's
よく
interesting.
覚えているはずさ。
Yes, we remember the name of the witch of the contract really well, don't we?
呼んでみようじゃないか。フルフル。
Oh my god, this person is actually called Furfur. God. Let's try calling it out, Furfur.
そうね、ゼパル。
Yes, you're right, Zephyr.
私たちは契約の魔女。黄金の魔女の名前を知っている。
We know the name of the witch of the contract, the Golden Witch.
じゃあ呼んでみよう。
Then let's try calling her.
ベアトリーチェ
Witch Beatrice. Ooh, this is going to be interesting because I don't think Beatrice would do this. If there's one Beatrice that I could think of, it's Eva Beatrice. Oh my god, could you imagine? Oh, I want to see more Eva Beatrice scenes. That'd be amazing if we could actually see something relating to her today. Oh my god. Sorry, I've got quite a bit of dirt on my glasses. It's annoying. Aff. Right, there we are, that's better. God, my glasses really have the power to annoy me. That's actually really interesting. So, Furfur and Zephyr, you're not seriously telling me that one of the characters is called Furfur. By the way, I love their expressions here. I think they look really cool. I actually really like these outfits though. They're really vibrant, they're really colourful, and this black and blue, that looks perfect together, genuinely. I think that's a really good colour scheme. What the fuck is going on down there though? That scares me. Don't tell me these people have swimsuits. Oh my god, if they have swimsuits on. Yeah, they probably do, let's be honest. UKC definitely went all out with his outfits. Jesus Christ, I just had something possess me when I was trying to say that. That is interesting though. 2 demons have came out of the bridge when it's actually been joined together. That is so odd. Considering their exaggerated, theatrical manner and their slightly comical style of they do have a comical style of talking, I see that, yeah, it would probably be hard to comprehend their great power at this. Fair. Who is Beatrice? Question. Oh! What? You are kidding. Oh, that is really interesting. Maybe elder Beatrice is making it so that the younger Beatrice can see love. Oh my god. That was not what I was expecting. I was expecting Eva Beatrice. But no. When the 2 demons called Beatrice's name, a cyclone of gold butterflies picked up throughout the room. Then it took the form of 2 golden witches. Yeah. Oh, there are 2 Beatrices. This person really speaks like Eva Beatrice though, genuinely.
僕たちだって2人だもの。
Fair enough, well there are 2 of us as well. The only thing is they don't look exactly the same.
ベアトリーチェがたまには2人だっておかしくはないさ。
Fair enough, why shouldn't there be 2 Beatrices every now and then? I love that.
こやつはわらわの分身にして妹だ。
Yeah, this is my double and my little sister.
2人は同じにして1人と同じ。
Yeah, isn't it interesting that they have such a strong bond because of the fact that they are quite literally the same person that, you know, this can be thought, yeah, this is my double and my little sister. We 2 are the same and are as a single person.
はじめまして。
Pleased to meet you. Oh, I don't really know if respect will go far with these
お久
demons.
しぶりです。ベアトリーチェ様。
It's been a long time, Beatrice Summer. Isn't that interesting to think that there was actually a really quite hidden layer in terms of all of the brute-related things? Now, I really do wonder, whatever this is going to be, I feel like it's going to change my interpretation of episode 2.
私は夢を見ているの。
Am I dreaming? Yes.
どうかな
Nothing is real. I feel the same.
しかし呆然自
It
失
is
する
so
んだ
seriously, yeah, you... Whatever this is, you've got to be on your highest guard for it. Still, it's too early to be dumbfounded. Unlike Jessica, George had maintained his composure even during this bizarre scene. After all, Shannon had already told him what would... fair, yeah, already told him what would happen next. He would not... To be fair, I think George would still be able to keep his composure even if Shannon hadn't have told,
契約の悪魔た
George.
ちよ。
Right.
久しぶり
This
で
is
あ
going to
る
be
な。
interesting. Demons of the Contract, it has been too long.
ゼパル。
Zephyr.
それにフルフル。
This person is actually called Furfur. Okay, I'm saying Hoodoo Hoodoo. I'm never calling somebody Furfur. That is just such a cringe name. And you too, Hoodoo Hoodoo.
ああ、お久しぶり。
So Zephyr is the blue one. Blue haired one. Oh, long time no see.
君は相変わらず元気そうだね。
You seem to be in high spirits as always.
それにしても可愛らしい妹君。
No, I see that though, but what a cute little sister you have.
潤んだそのみずみずしい瞳は水蜜糖の味がするんじゃないかしら。
To be fair, it's a devil's proof. I've never tried an eyeball before, so I can't really guarantee what it would taste like. I do wonder what an eyeball would actually taste like, though. Could you imagine? Ah, yes, what are we going to have for dinner? Boiled eyeballs! Yes, my favourite. God, I just couldn't imagine... Oh my god. Okay, I'm trying to imagine this in my head in really vivid detail. I should just stop. I bet those teary, juicy eyes taste like white peaches. White peaches? I don't think I've ever heard of a white peach. I feel bad for Beatrice, an actual functioning member of society. Well, someone who has potential to be a functioning member of society. Talking to a demon. Talking to Furfur. Well, I wonder. Zepara and Furfur latched onto Beatrice from either side, wearing strange... Jesus Christ. Beatrice, the elder, literally said that, you know, this little Beatrice is as if... This chick Beatrice it's as if she is her double, her own flesh and body. Do not kill them. Ah, yeah, every movement they made was exaggerated yet polished. They do have very extravagant outfits. Yeah, as though they were acting out of play.
それくらいにしておけ、契約の悪魔たちよ。
Leave it at that for now, demons of the contract.
その悪ふざけも今宵限りで見納めとはな。
To think that tonight will be the last time we see that mischievous spirit.
寂しいものだ。
It will be clearly missed.
見納めとは
The last time. What is it as if they're gonna die in
僕
this
たちのよ
contract?
りしろのブローチはもう壊されてしまったからね。
The brooch, our vessel. Ah, I see, has already been destroyed.
つまりこれでもお役御免というわけ。
I mean, that is understandable. That is actually really quite interesting. So I wonder if, you know, the only reason they could actually exist together was by the joining of the brooch. And, you know, whenever you know, halves of the brooch were actually crushed, they had disintegrated. But what I'm thinking is that, you know, what has actually happened regarding Kanon and Shannon is they did have love, and their love was so strong that these people weren't able to interfere. And then when Kanon broke the brooch, these people weren't able to actually interfere at all. Because of the fact that, I don't know, breaking the brooch means they're denied, so they can't actually exist. That's what I'd assume. In other words, our role was finished after this.
今まで本当に楽しかったわ、ベアトリーチェ。
Oh yeah, it's been fun, Beatrice.
でも契約時の取り決めでね。
However, it was decided when the contract was made.
最後の別れにもう一度だけ力を重ねばならないと決まっていたのさ。
It's not going to be your final farewell. What about the wedding with Erika and Battler? It was decided that we must lend our power one more time before our final farewell.
だからこれが正真正銘最後の奇跡。
So this is truly the final miracle. Sorry, I've just got to turn nightlight on. Fucking Windows, man. Yeah, it's on. Oh my god, I'm done. So this is truly the final miracle.
愛の奇跡は一度で十分。
Once is enough for the miracle of love.
だって永久の愛に二度目は不要なのだから。
Yeah, fair enough, actually. I mean, if it's eternal love, you cannot make it so that it is needed a second time. Yeah, because obviously there is no second time. After all, eternal love will never be needed a second time. It's actually really quite interesting, though. These demons are so playful, and they're kind of like if a drama student was in Umineko. I like that. Yeah, but it won't be, no.
そういうわ
Oh my god, this is such a cool little sprite here. There you have it.
愛し合う男女たちよ。
Lovers.
ここに集いしは 奇跡なくして恋を成就できぬ呪われし者たち。
What? Those gathered here have been cursed to have unfulfilled love unless a miracle
その
occurs.
奇跡を与える黄金蝶のブローチの力は泣こうがわめこうが今宵限り最後のチャンス。
As in, it's basically saying that if you don't have a miracle and if you don't perform to your exceptional abilities, you're gonna die. Your last chance is the power of the golden butterfly brooch, which can grant such a miracle. And like it or not, this chance is limited to this evening. Yeah, and it is really interesting to think that whoever is here, I feel like they're going to die for the first Twilight deaths.
一組のつがいにしか与えられぬ。
This miracle can be given only to a single pair. God, it's like a proper game. It's just, you know, treating these people and their relationships as if it's nothing but an entertaining board game. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I won't lose. Yeah, but at the same time, by losing, you'll kill your best friend. Probably. Yeah, give the most competition whatsoever. Yeah, let's both give it our all. Yeah, Shannon and Kanon exchange serious gazes. Yeah, definitely. Isn't it ironic that with, you know, Furfur and Zepar there, you know, just such comedic witches that aren't taking it seriously whatsoever. You just have these human beings who are so much lower in every single scale, you know, just taking it for the sake of their lives, obviously, because they have to. Oh, brilliant, we see this. Oh, they're one of the 72 great demons. What an outfit. God damn. One of the 72 great demons. Controls love and tests others through right, they control love. Jesus Christ. That actually makes sense as to why they were in Erika's wedding then. Interesting. God. This is a bit weird. As in, she forces people into cannibalism. It's actually really quite interesting that she gives the maker of the contract power. So as a result, I suppose, yeah, Shannon. I suppose Shannon was actually the person who started the contract, but it was Kanon as well. I don't know. Well, Beatrice was the maker of the contract. That's what I thought. Oh my god, that outfit is properly cool. God. I thought it's actually really quite interesting. So Furfur gives power, whereas you know, Zepar gives all of the defense between love-related things. And you know, no matter how much you are pained because of your love, if you have Zepar there, you are going to be able to completely prevail. Praise upon tame, boys. Like, what the fuck? It's going to be really quite interesting to see their characters, actually. There's some of the 72 great demons as well. I've got to look into which ones they are, because they come from, you know, Solomon's magic. And the Lesser Key of Solomon. They come from the, I think it's the Ars Goetia part of the Lesser Key of Solomon. It's pretty cool stuff. I don't really get it. No, yes you do. Yes you do. But I don't want to borrow the power of some strange demon. Jessica was finally starting to figure this place out. These demons were probably planning to pit her and Kanon against George and Shannon. Yeah, interesting. Let me be clear, this is none of your business. I don't disagree whatsoever. Yeah, I know. Kanon and I can handle our relationship by ourselves. Yeah. That is fair, yeah. Why should anybody have to? I shouldn't have to put myself in the debt of some bizarre demons. Lady, please listen. If we don't overcome this trial,
僕たちは結ばれないのです。
That's horrible. Yeah, we cannot be together.
ジェシカ、受け入れよ。
Jessica, accept it.
それが家具の身で人間と結ばれようと願う身の程知らずに課せられる唯一の試練なのである。
Yeah, now you see how nasty she is. Isn't it just horrible? She treats any people she finds respectful with, you know, well, I suppose similar and really kind attitudes. Yet with anyone inferior, it's just as if they don't even matter. God, it's horrible. It really is. Jessica, accept it. This is the only trial that could possibly be imposed on upstart furniture wishing to be joined with a human. More of this stuff about furniture and humans. Don't butt in. Yeah, fair. This has nothing to do with us. No, you still haven't told my lady. You didn't have time though. Okay, that's bad. That is bad. He should have. Yeah, I didn't know how I should explain it. Kanon-kun, Shannon, and you too, George Nissan. Yeah, because the only thing is if they don't listen, then they are going to die, and they're never going to have a relationship whatsoever. I mean, the thing is, obviously, I think it is very valid for Jessica to say that, you know, it's none of anyone else's business what the fuck happens with her relationship, but the only thing is, like, you know, you can't give in. You know, why are you listening to these creeps? They are creeps. I see that. No one can stand in the way of a person's love. Yeah, fair. Yeah, why do we have to please these demons? I don't disagree whatsoever. Yeah. Well, it seems you have tried to create a troublesome blockhead among us. No. I hope they actually have the dignity as opponents to explain it. Well, it seems like we have quite a troublesome blockhead among us. We could begin the game like this, but it would be hardly fair. Yeah, seriously, yeah. Couldn't you explain it for her? Exactly, so it's not just the blockhead who gets the benefits. I don't understand it that well myself. Is there some kind of problem with the love between Jessica-san and Kanon-san? Oh my. Oh yeah, it seems you and the others understand nothing at all. Yeah, what are they actually going to do, I wonder? With our blessing, these people are literally great demons. What do you mean, blessing? With our blessing, the pair can cultivate their love at their leisure. No need to worry about suspicious demons. However, without our blessing, your love will vanish, disappear, wither, and decay. Jesus Christ. My God. But that is a fair question, yeah. How the hell are you so sure? Because that is fate. God, you're free to choose not to accept it, free to choose not to resist it. Yeah, but the only thing is if you do, you're going to be completely screwed. Oh, and what happens if you choose not to resist it? Yeah, that love will end. But perhaps an abstract expression isn't so convincing. Well, now, how can one explain the dead-end fate that you're in? Ushinomiya Jessica, a future shared between the two of you would be far more grim than you realise. If you don't gain the miracle of magic, disaster will most certainly befall you. Yeah, that is interesting. No, the thing is about the love with Jessica and Kanon, I mean, especially Jessica because of the fact that she's going to inherit the Yoshinomiya family, potentially. Yeah, it's just... really bad associations because of the fact that she is going to inherit the family. Why would she want to be... Why would she inherit a family? Why would she be permitted to inherit a family with such a big servant? With such a big love for a servant, really? Isn't it interesting to think that, you know, this is a dead end? Totally. God.
そしてそれがかぶれ
Then it will cover you, fester within.
二人を破綻させる
God, and split the two of you apart.
わらわもその過程を詳細に語るほど無粋ではない
Even that will not be so boorish as to describe the details of that
しか
process.
しジェシカが信じぬというなら破綻の最後だけ語ろう
However, if you don't believe Jessica, I will tell you how it
カ
ends.
ノンは使用人をやめこの島を
No.
去る
That's awful. Kanon will stop being a servant and will leave the island.
永遠にな
Oh, that is awful. That is such a brutal way of saying it. Holy shit. Hmm.
君は島を出て思い人を探す旅に出るだろうね
Oh, that's
しかし
interesting.
それは
I.e.
決
a
して報
potential
われない
disappearance. You will probably leave the island yourself in search of the one you love, but such a venture will be doubtless in vain.
そうしてあなたは嘆いて恨むの
These people sound like really nasty people. Just from that little line there, my god. Yes, and then you will mourn and hate.
誰を
Hate who? Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, you will be full of regret and you will not be able to live you will not be able to live a happy life because of the fact that you are constantly searching for someone you can never find.
僕をかい
Me? Well, of course.
いいえ今のあなたを
Fair. Isn't it really quite ironic that they are just totally predicting the future for her? Whether it's right or not isn't, you know, fully said, but at the same time it is pretty likely that it could be correct. No, the you of this moment. What the fuck? With the dramatic gesture, the two of them pointed at Jessica. Gotta love 07th mod at the moment. They were saying that if she left, the person left with regrets would be Jessica herself. Yeah, that is really interesting because it's all like giving it your all. Something that Jessica has actually said herself. You know, don't give it your all and then you're going to totally have regrets and also you're going to have a price to pay. It's kind of like work, you know, give it your all for your education. Otherwise you're going to be suffering later. And then you're going to hate the you that didn't really give it your all, really. Or at least that's my mindset. I'm sure a lot of people, if they value the fun they've had at school, then obviously... that if you've had fun instead of trying at school, then you're probably going to value your time, even if it kind of did mess up your future. But at the same time, like, it kind of depends. I mean, in my school, it's impossible to have fun, so yeah, if I didn't work, I'd just hate myself. What the hell are you? Oh no, listen to them. Oh my god, yeah, saying.
思い人を失ったあなたは
Yeah.
その時気づくわ
Yeah, seriously, yeah, when you've lost the one you love, you'll realise.
思いを遂げる試練を逃げたあの時の自分が憎いって
Yeah, these people really know how to play with emotions. But what was it? The 72 great demons of... Yeah, they literally control love. I mean, if they control love, that really gives the indication that they fully know how to manipulate people. Hmm.
そうさ、僕たちは未来の君からのメッセンジャー。
No, you're not. Piss off. You're an illusion. Magic doesn't exist, motherfucker. Yeah, so messages from the you of the future.
どうか今のこの瞬間を君の声に真剣になって戦いに臨んでほしい。
I just genuinely don't know as to what's going to happen. Yeah, so messages from the you, messengers from the you of the future. Please, at this very moment, take your love seriously and fight.
もしあなたが未来の自分のメッセージに耳を貸さないならば
And if you don't listen to the message of you from the future.
王を飲み込む愚かな蛇をそのままどんどん飲み込み続け。
Yeah, the foolish snake eating its own tail will keep on gulping.
永遠の苦悩の輪廻は自らを飲み込み消えるのみよ。
That is interesting. Yeah, the endless cycle of suffering will swallow you up and you will simply vanish. Yeah, it's horrible. This is cruel. This is properly cruel. And it's just interesting to think that, you know, with this trial, if you don't win it, you're going to hate yourself for not having given it your all and, you know, having been oblivious to deny it. And then you're also going to, because of the fact that, you know, you'll be swallowed up by suffering. You won't be able to ever cope with yourself again. And obviously searching for your loved one, that's going to be awful. I mean, just look at, you know, Meakashi, for example. It would be like that, but just... No, I don't think you can get worse than Meakashi in terms of pain. But it will be in a similar scenario to that, and that is something nobody should ever have to go through. Yeah, Jessica's confusion showed on her face as anger. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. However, a memory of something she'd heard a long time ago welled up in the back of her mind. Ooh. Unlike Nair-san, I don't plan on working here for many years. That's just a few years, or possibly... If Nair-san ever decides to stop working here, I think I'll stop working too. Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
カノン
そなたが魔法の奇跡をシャノンとジョージ
Oh,
に
that's
譲
the
るな。
worst. Because even though your love is going to be there, I mean, obviously the theory of, you know, do everything for your love that you can. But at the same time, though, like, you know, you're going to do everything for your love, and as a result, some other people's love is going to be destroyed. If you give up on the miracle of magic and hand it over to Shannon and George.
二人は結ばれ、島を出る。
Yeah, they will be joined and will leave the island.
そしてカノンもまた島を出る。
Following that, Connor will leave the island as well.
それは避けぬ運命だ。
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah. Following that, Connor will leave the island as well. That is fate and unavoidable.
では魔法の奇跡を得られたなら
Then what if they can obtain the miracle of magic?
無論カノンは島にとどまり、いつまでもジェシカのそばにいる。
Yeah, isn't that actually really quite interesting to think that, you know... But the only thing is, I think this says, you know, they will actually survive 1986. But at the same time, this, leave the island, is saying, leave the island in death. That's kind of how I'm interpreting it. Of course, Kanon will remain on this island by Jessica's side
ジ
for
ェ
all
シカが
time.
望んだ音楽活動とやらも一緒に
Yeah.
始められるだろう。
Yeah, he will probably start learning music with Jessica as she desires.
それ以上の関係にどう進むかは愛し合う二人の問題だ。
How their relationship will progress afterwards is a matter for the two
ジェ
lovers.
シカが望むように二人だけでゆっくりと関係を育めばよい。
They can deepen their relationship slowly, all by themselves, as Jessica wanted. Oh god, yeah. However,
その場合は私とジョージ
yeah,
さんはま
definitely, yeah.
た結ばれません。
However, if that happens, George-san and I will not be joined.
僕たちは自らの幸せと未来をかけて
Fate demands that we fight.
戦わねばならぬ運命なんです。
Oh yeah, yeah, I don't disagree whatsoever, because if you don't, then, you know, you're not only going to lose Blim and Jessica, but at the same time, you know, Shannon and George, they'll have more of a chance, and, you know, the other couple will arise, really, and you will be inferior, you will fail. Yeah, fate demands that we fight, putting our happiness and futures on the line. Yeah, seriously, yeah.
ふざけるなよ。
Are you kidding me? Oh my
なん
god,
だ
no.
よそれ。
What the hell?
つまり自分たちが結ばれれば必
It's
ず相手は破
horrible,
綻
though,
するの。
genuinely. So if we are joined, the other pair will split
そ
apart.
んな悪魔のゲーム冗談じゃねえぜ。
Oh my god, I know, it's too inhuman, genuinely. But at the same time, it is a demon's game.
間違えるな。
Don't be
そ
mistaken.
なたらが奪い合うゲームではない。
You will not be taking something from each other.
黄金蝶のブローチの力がなければ、そもそもどちらの恋も実らぬ運命
That's
なんだ。
really interesting. Don't be mistaken, you will not be taking something from each other. Without the power of the golden butterfly brooch, neither love is fated to bear fruit.
誰がそんな運命を決めたんだよ。
To be fair, that is actually a good question. And who the hell decided that?
恋を許されぬ家具に恋した。
What?
の罪ゆえにだ。
That's too unfair. Yeah, isn't it just really quite ironic that they're trying to think of any excuse whatsoever? It is due to your sin of falling in love with furniture, which is not allowed to love.
カノンはそなたにはっきりと、家具は恋をする資格がないと拒んだはず。
Well, look at what's happening now. Didn't Kanon clearly reject you, saying that furniture was not allowed
そ
to
なたは
qualify
そ
to
れを
love?
承知で、カノンを恋の相手に選んだのだ。
Knowing that, you chose Kanon as the one you love.
知らぬとは言わせぬ。
Jesus Christ. That's so absurdly cool. Yeah, my god, if I was in this situation, I'd probably punch this person. Jesus Christ. I won't let you get away with saying you didn't know. That is ridiculous. I just genuinely can't believe that, you know, there were just... It's just the stereotypes that are, you know, hitting up again, really. God, I really wonder what the test is actually going to be. Neither love, though, damn. Yeah, but then here's the question. Who decided this? Yeah, though she couldn't accept any of it, Jessica was unable to argue back. Yeah, definitely, yeah, it's just too superior. Ooh, yeah, then George spoke up with that soft tone that he always used to smooth things over. However, oh yeah, his expression was still ruthlessly serious.
ジェシカちゃん
Jessica-chan,
こう考えないかい
only think of it this way.
考えるって何を。
Think of it what way?
僕はねシャノンを愛している
I love Shannon.
どんな試練も障害も全て乗り越えて結ばれようという覚悟を持っている、
I'm prepared to overcome any and all trials and obstacles that stand in the way of us being
君はどう
together.
だい
What about you? Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, isn't it just really quite interesting that you either consider the ridiculousness and how unfair it is, like, my god, you're going to basically have a trial that risks your life and your love as well, and your future. Yet, you know, it's just, or you could, you know, think of it as a test for your love and a test to see how truly strong your feelings are. But the only thing is, it is just so absurdly cool. And this is the thing about Umineko. It's just futility at its finest. What is the point of this? Why do these people need to go through these challenges that, though they are going to change them, though they are going to be changed for a lot of time after they've gone through these, why do they need to go through them? That's the question. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Well, I'm not so weak that I'd lose heart easily. Yes. That's it exactly. Yeah, seriously. At this moment we are being tested. Yeah, fair. Yeah, tested to see who can display the strength of our feelings more strongly. Yeah, I agree. I mean, you don't have to support it, you can be totally neutral, but at the same time, if you don't have some sort of compliance, you're dead, and so is your lover. Are you saying that you actually support this crazy plan of theirs? Doesn't matter whether I support it or not. Yeah, because I suppose if you actually overcome this trial, it really shows the severe strength that you have. Yeah, that's nice. When I gave Shannon that engagement ring, I swore to fight all trials and barriers that stand in my way. No matter how unreasonable or incomprehensible these trials might be. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I mean, look at George and Gap in episode 4. I cannot choose to avoid them. George spoke clearly, then looked at Jessica with a cold gaze. But now Jessica almost understood. If she kept on grumbling and avoiding this demon's trial, yeah, somebody would be toast. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. The game between the two groups would automatically end with her defeat by default. In other words, George and Shannon would win. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, and then they would gain the miracle of magic. Their love would be completed. And Jessica and Kanon would split apart. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, that's the horrible thing. Yeah, and Jessica and Kanon would be split apart, with Kanon eventually leaving the island and never seeing her again. Isn't it just genuinely horrible to think that the human beings have to live with their sin of actually deciding to love furniture, whereas... Well, it is really interesting that the human beings, it is interesting to think that the human beings have been the people who have encouraged the furniture to love. Yeah, so because of the fact that they have to bear the sin for not being able to prove the strength of their love, you know, they're going to have a ruined life. It's so cruel, genuinely. But, yeah, that's a thing of custom in Umineko, it seems. It seems, of course it is. Then they gave the miracle of magic, their love would be completed, and Jessica and Kanon was split apart, with Kanon eventually leaving the island and never seeing her again. Yeah, definitely, yeah.
僕にとっ
I agree.
て
Nothing will make me happier.
君がこの試練を辞退してくれるなら
Yeah, that is
これほど
understandable, but
嬉
at
しい
the
ことは
same
ない
time,
んだ。
yeah, nothing would make Jessica sadder. Nothing would make me happier than to see you step out of this trial.
戦わなくて済むからね。
God, I really do wonder what's going to happen. That way I wouldn't have to fight you.
そして君のカノン君への思いはその程度のものだったんだねと蔑むことになるんだ。
That'll show your limits of the feelings for Kanon-kun. Oh yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, it seemed as though George spoke ruthlessly, but he was actually being exceptionally fair. Yeah, what are the bloody standards? Something like this is considered fair. Yeah, if Jessica lost by default, she would never be able to clear away her lingering regret. Yeah, seriously, yeah. Yeah, that would leave a bad aftertaste for George as well. Yeah,
僕たちはたった一つの奇跡をめぐって
exactly, yeah.
正々堂々と戦わなくちゃならない。
It's not just your fate, it's another person's fate. Then add on the fact that it's someone really fucking important's fate. We must fight openly for that single miracle.
その結果、仮に僕が敗れたとしても、
Even if I lose at the very end.
互いがベストを尽くして戦った上での結果
Yeah,
に
definitely, yeah.
諦めがつく。
Even if I lose at the end, I'll be able to accept it if we both gave it our
そし
all.
てだからこそ心の底から相手を祝福できるんだ。
And because of that, I will be able to cheer on the victors from the bottom of my heart. Yeah.
ジョージの覚悟なかなかの
Oh no, I say that, but if it's Shannon, he is not willing to change anything. I mean, look at how much Shannon has changed his life, to be honest. I mean, he has changed. Isn't it ironic to think that one girl has been responsible for the entire positive change of somebody's personality? It's ridiculous, but at the same time, it's so sweet. Yeah, George's determination is quite impressive.
そこまで言われて
After hearing that,
君は逃げ出すのかい？
you're still gonna run away. I love that these people basically have a connected conscience. Yeah, the two demons giggled and challenged her. Of course, George didn't laugh, but he still challenged her with cold. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. And Shannon?
お許しくださいお嬢様。
Please forgive him, my lady.
私はジョージさん
Oh
と
yeah,
結ばれ
definitely.
るために
Yeah.
一歩たりとも引かない
It's gonna
覚
be
悟
a
です。
fierce fight. Yeah, please forgive me, my lady. I'm determined not to flinch in my resolve.
たとえ
Even if I know
私の思いを貫くことが
that sticking to my feelings
お嬢様の恋路を閉ざすことを知っていようとも。
God, so serious, yet so cruel. And so determined at the same time. Yeah. Determination equals cruelty for the other person, really. By the way, pretty random thing, I think I just realised why Beatrice in episode 5 died. It's because of the fact that Battler found the truth that fully denied the witch. Sorry, I was just... I don't know how I thought... I was thinking from rereading this to that, but okay. Just random little revelation. I don't know. Shannon had never before spoken to Jessica with such seriously, with such serious and solemn words. Jessica realised what a strong will had dwelt within her. Usually weak and clumsy friend, and was surprised. Yeah, definitely. Kanon-kun.
僕はお嬢様と新しい人生を歩みたいです。
I want to start a new life with you, my lady.
その歩みが
Even if that life...
姉さんの幸せを踏み越えていく
I
ことを
know,
意味
it's
しようと。
horrible. To be fair, at least both of them are going to be dead, but still. Isn't that... It's not really a consolation, but at the same time, at least they don't have to live a future full of pain. That's what we've got to think about. Even if that life means crushing Near-san's happiness. But it's just as awful for your guilty conscience as well.
僕はここを
I will not
引
falter.
きたくない。
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. Conan was doing all he could to restrain himself. Yes. All of them. Yeah, we're being serious and exactly, yeah. And abandoning any naivety they may have. Yeah, because obviously in a disciplined environment like this, you need to do it. Yeah, all this about golden butterfly brooches and miracles of magic. And the trial that the demons were giving them. None of it mattered. Only one thing was being tested. Yeah, fair enough, actually. Yeah, whether or not they possessed the strong will to make their love come true. Yeah, definitely. But the only thing is, I suppose miracles of magic does matter because, you know, if they actually win, then they're going to have some sort of miracle that's going to make it so that they can have their love come true. Jessica clenched her fists and hung her head, shaking, while biting her lower lip. Yeah, fair enough. She was silent, but she would probably gain an unswerving will of steel before too long. I hope so, yeah. Yeah, she just needed a little time, but fair enough, yeah. That's good, yeah. Hang on a second. Wait, no. Fuck. Yeah, love brings about conflict, and this conflict gives rise to determination. Oh yeah, that is understandable actually. I do see that, yeah. Yeah, because obviously you are going to be doing an incredibly horrible thing. You are going to be making it so that two lovers have not only, you know, their love separated, but they're going to fucking die as well. We can't forget about that. Yeah, that's not a very nice thing to do. Yeah, so obviously as a result of that severe amount of guilt that you're going to place on yourself, you know, to do something that horrible for the person you love. I mean, it does give rise to determination. I don't disagree whatsoever. If you're willing to, you know, desecrate morals as much as that, then of course. Yeah, love brings about conflict, and this conflict gives rise to determination. As the demons of love, they could understand... Demons of love, that's a bit oxymoronic. As the demons of love, they can understand more fully than any others how noble that determination was. Yeah, understandable, yeah. But that is fair, yeah.
ジェシカさん
Jessica-san. Right, I'll just go to BRB for a sec. Jessica-san.
そしてその魔法の奇跡はそなたであっても享受できるものであるぞ。
I feel kind of bad for Beatrice because I feel like she is actually being a normal human being in a situation like this. She is actually responding like a normal person. She's probably feeling a lot of empathy for Jessica, who, you know, it's basically just been said that, you know, without any warning prior, that, you know, you're going to have to sacrifice yourself, you're going to have to, you're going to have to sacrifice everything, potentially. You're going to have to do the most difficult and rewarding task of your entire life so that you can be with the loved one you desire. And I really do wonder if, by the way, they're going to actually survive this, these 2 nights after this trial. And I do wonder also what the hell was going to happen in this trial as well. I feel like whatever it is, it's going to be really good. I'm excited for the description because obviously we've got the indication that, you know, there is going to be a really strong element of, you know, proving your bonds and the strength of them, but we haven't actually got what is going to be covered. Furthermore, this magical miracle is something that can be received by you as well. Yeah, interesting. By me too.
それは
What?
どういう
Oh no! Is Beatrice playing as well? She had thought this had been about 2 pairs of love. No, 3! Potentially. Beatrice was surprised to suddenly hear that this had something to do with her as well.
黄金蝶のブローチの奇跡は
With the miracle of the golden butterfly brooch, Battler x Beatrice. Can
そな
happen.
たの願い。
Yeah, even your
バ
wish.
トラへの行為を認められたいという願いさえも叶えることは大切。
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, that's horrible to... You've even got bit... Oh my god, this is going to have some sauce. It really will. Your wish that your affection for Battler will be acknowledged can be granted easily.
そしてその奇跡なくして
And
結
without
ば
such a
れる
miracle.
こともまたない。
God, that's so brutal. You two can never be bound to him. How do you necessarily know that what Beatrice is saying is the truth? Firstly, it's not in red, and secondly, in red you can't trust what is in red is not in red. And thirdly, you know, it's just really interesting to think, like, is this really the case? I don't think it is whatsoever, because obviously Beatrice the Elder doesn't know about the fact that Battler has, you know, basically now considered Beatrice as, you know, this Beatrice, the chick Beatrice, as Beatrice's daughter. So as a result, the efforts will be acknowledged. It's as if somebody is trying to, you know, appeal to and please their father. And, yeah, so I think this is just a complete lie anyway, and she's having to get this. But to be fair, getting the power of the magical brooch and then getting a miracle, that could be really good and really beneficial. So I hope that may happen. Isn't it really interesting that Angie's lot totally cracked the fact that, you know, Beatrice is doing everything she does in pursuit of having affection for Battler? I know, it's so surprising. It means you're no outsider to this either.
愛の沼を渡りきりたい
To cut across the masters of love.
あなたの望みのはず
That is your wish, is it not?
僕たちは君の願いだって決してないがしろにしたりはしない。
We will not make light of your wish.
そなたとバトラの関係とてやがてはただれ腐り落ちる。
Jesus Christ. Even your relationship with Battler will eventually fester and rot.
いくら楽観的なそなたであっても
No matter how much of a positive outlook you take.
何かの奇跡がない限りやがてはそのような運命を迎えることをすでに理解しているはずだ。
Yeah, and that is actually understandable in Battler's grief for Beatrice, because do keep in mind that he is going to have to bear with this grief for months, maybe even years, maybe even decades, who knows. it's impossible to tell. But yeah, you know, this mindset of Bastila viewing Beatrice, the you know, chick, as a daughter, yeah, that may not last. No matter how much of a positive outlook you take, you know that this fate will eventually come to pass, barring some kind of miracle.
それは
Well, Beatrice hung her head sadly. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Yeah, she hadn't wanted to lose heart from that cookie incident. However, it would have been a massive lie to say it hadn't... Oh, yeah, no, I know it would hurt anyone. Yeah. The more she tried to get closer to Bastila, the more she hurt him. No, this is the worst thing, because this is the painful thing. She is literally having to potentially risk her life for something that is completely futile because of the fact that Bastila has started to have a change of heart that may cause affection. Then again, these two Beatrices couldn't possibly know that. However, she had been born in order to get close to Bastila. Yeah. Yeah, no, I see that. I like that. She was like a hedgehog freezing in the cold and bunching together for warmth. Yeah. She had approached him because of love and had been hurt. I know, yeah.
そこまで分かっているなら奇跡に託すのもまた一興というものよ。
If you understand that much, entrusting your fate to a miracle may prove to be of some interest.
川の宝くじに当たりなしとも言うでな。
As they say, an unbought lottery ticket earns you nothing.
ゼパル、フルフル。
Zepar, Further.
このわらわの妹も加えよ。
Let my little sister join in too. Such a sweet little analogy, but it really, really works as well. That's the best thing. I really like the fact that an unbought lottery ticket earns you nothing. You can link it very, very well. I mean, you know, it's just saying that, you know, you haven't bought the ticket, so as a result, you haven't put the effort in to actually buy it. You haven't made a commitment, so you don't deserve anything for it.
ああ、もちろん。
Oh, of course.
よろしく。もう一人のベアトリーチェ。
Welcome, second Beatrice.
私たちは初めからあなたも加えるつもりでいました。
You have got to be kidding me. They were actually thinking of making... I kind of get the impression that what they were intending to do is just totally take it by surprise. It was just a convenience for Beatrice that, you know, she had been forced to come into the game beforehand. Welcome, second Beatrice. We were planning on including you from the very beginning.
なぜなら僕らはゼパルとフルフル。
After all, we are Zepar and Further.
愛を司る悪魔だから。
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's only relevant for Beatrice. Yeah, the demons of love. I thought that Beatrice was initially going to see this just to get a grasp of how cruel Beatrice should, the true Beatrice should be. But no way. Yeah.
私も参加してもよろしいのでしょうか。
Now join in as well. God, actually asking. Yeah, she's not even... I mean, you know somebody really has a benefit of, you know, joining if they actually ask to do so. That just really surprises me that she'd actually ask. She's not forced whatsoever, but that shows her resolve. This is what her function is. Whoever decided it, I think it's either Beatrice or whoever the person that's going to guide Bastila to Paradise is, made that goal. Made the goal for Beatrice to do anything, even if it means completely sacrificing herself to get Bastila's affection. Now, I really do wonder if Beatrice is actually going to win this or not. I feel like she may have a chance. I don't know. It depends on the power of whoever created her as a piece, really. if you want to, I don't see a
誰であ
problem.
っても僕は拒まないよ。
I won't prevent anyone from
すべて
entering.
の障害に勝利し、全員に僕たちを祝福させる。
Yeah, we'll win against all hindrances and make everyone celebrate our union. Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
逆でもさ、
Of course, it's the same way the other
全
way
力の
around.
僕たちを退けて成し得た恋ならば、
If you succeed in love by defeating us at our
僕
best,
もシャノンも心の底から勝利した二人を祝福することを約束するよ。
then both Shannon and I promise to sincerely support the pair that wins.
シャノン。
Right, Shannon?
はい
Yes.
私たちは負けません
Will not lose.
そして負けても
Yeah,
心の
that's
底
really
から祝福
nice.
します
It's just about this mutual effort, and it's just so surprising to think that, you know, these people are entirely going to, as a result of their effort, take away a pair of lovers who are going to have such a brilliant future as well. Yeah, just let that sink in, the brilliance of their potential future. Yeah, it's not going to happen, but, yeah, it's just interesting that, you know, they would still cheer these people on despite that.
僕も同じです。
I feel the same.
僕は負けません。
Yeah, I will not lose.
引けない喧嘩だってんな
Well, if there's no way out of this fight,
ら。買おうじゃねえかよ。
let's show them what we've got.
私もカノン君も
No matter what we've got.
先輩ってのだけはごめんだぜ。
Nobody does. But there are going to be 2 out of 3 people who lose. Yeah, Konon-kun and I don't plan on losing.
それはそなたもだな。
You feel the same, do you not? Yes.
はいお父様に
If there is even a small chance that father... Oh,
いえ
no.
バトラさんに私を認めてもらえる可能性が
That Batara-san will acknowledge me.
私もそれに自らをかけたいと思います
I'm willing to put myself on that line.
よくぞ言った。
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, well said.
それでこそ我が妹。
Good going, little sister. God, yeah.
ゼパル、フルフル、
Zepar, Fufa.
役者は揃ったぞ。
Oh, isn't it ironic to think that they're going to be like the directors of a play? Oh, that's actually really quite interesting. So we're going to have some sort of play-like analogy. If they turn Umineko into a musical, I am killing myself. They would never do that. They would never do something as stupid as that. But I do wonder what they're actually going to do, because Yukishi is a great writer. How is he going to implement a concept like this? The actors have gathered.
それでは始めようかフルフル。
Let's let's begin, Fufa.
始めましょうゼパル
Then let us begin.
たった
Zepar.
一つの魔法の奇跡をめぐっての愛し合う者たちの試練を。
Let's begin this trial of lovers. The fight over a single miracle of magic. That is actually really interesting. I do wonder what they're going to do. Oh, yeah, that's total cliffhanger for tomorrow. So, are we going straight into the fight, or is there some other stuff we want to read? Because I want to make it so that when we pick up the visual novel tomorrow, the first thing we're going to be reading is the fight. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll read everything before the fight. Oh my god, that's going to be so interesting to see what actually happens. Erika had returned to the room that had been given to her on the second floor of the guest house. Oh, this is going to be really quite funny to see what she's going to do. The next room over was empty. It was very quiet there. Even pressing her ear against the wall wouldn't help her listen in on the voices in the cousin room. Even with hearing power boosted by the detective's authority. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my god, so you can actually hear more because of the... Oh, Jesus Christ. Even with hearing power boosted by the detective's authority, it would probably be impossible to make out anything. This room was the farthest down the hall, a long way from the cousin room. Away from the cousin room.
前回は私の部屋は
いとこ部屋の隣だったのに。
Oh, that is actually really quite interesting. Why has the placement been different? Yeah, and last time my room was right next to
な
theirs.
るほど。今回は私の部屋を遠ざけてきましたか。
I see. So he's placed my room away farther this time.
ゲームマスター権限で許された範囲の初期配置の変更です。
Yeah, such a modification to the initial arrangement is well covered by the authority given to the game master.
妥当な
Yeah,
初手
fair
かと。
enough. Yeah, and it is really quite interesting. Whatever this is going to be, I feel like the murder is actually going to occur, you know, in the rooms that are right to the room next to, in the left and right, you know, the guest house's cousin room. And, yeah, it's just going to be quite interesting to think that maybe as a result of this, it's going to be more difficult for Erika to actually find an alibi. And then, you know, that means it's going to be more difficult to actually prove who the killer is. And I do wonder if, as a result of this, there is less evidence that Erika can actually account for. Yeah, that's really... This is good. Hmm.
その方が私もいいです。
Oh, that's interesting. Well, it's better for me that way too.
あのクソガキどものトランプで遊ぶ黄色い声なんて聞きたくもありませんから。
Like I want to hear those brat squeaky voices as they play. Yeah, you totally feel that you're better than everyone else. Jesus Christ. Yeah, just don't encourage it. Don't say anything. Yeah, this whole time Erika had been facing the desk and working on something. Oh. Oh god, yes, she was preparing some of those packing tape seals from before. Interesting. She had asked Kumasawa for the stickiest tape in the blood. Yeah, of course. Yeah, she drew a complicated signature that could not be counterfeited across it with a permanent marker, and then began making notches across it. God, yeah, I see. Oh, that's actually really quite cool, yeah. This way, if she ever wanted to prove that some opening had remained closed, yeah, she could stick this tape over it. Yeah, and obviously the notches would widen if the door actually is remotely attempted to be opened. Yeah, creating a powerful seal equal in strength to the red truth. Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, that is a fair question. It's a fair statement. Yeah, these menacing seals had cornered Natsuhi so thoroughly in the previous game. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, yeah. Oh my god, that is such a hilarious sprite, seeing Erika with duct tape. Oh, I've got to take a screenshot of that.
これ
Great.
いかがしましたか？
Is something wrong?
やられました。
Ooh, he got me.
バトラめ周到ですね。
That Batola doesn't let anything get by him, does he? Erika grimaced and showed the piece of packing tape she had torn off to Delana. At a glance, Delana couldn't tell what had annoyed Erika. However, as soon as she... Ooh, is it really, really light? As soon as she held it, she realised the difference right away.
これではダメです。
This won't be any good.
ええ。
Yep.
粘着力ほとんどないです。
Brilliant. It's barely sticky at all. Well, to be fair, this is a really, really lucky time because of the fact that glue sticks don't exist. I mean, to be fair, even if glue sticks did exist, there'd be no way they could be reliable. And if anything, you could just then deny all of Erika's evidence because of the fact that you could just think, what if the glue stick wasn't reliable and it actually made it so that the duct tape had fallen because of the fact that they hadn't provided enough stick to the walls. Yeah, it's barely sticky at all.
これじゃ赤き真実には至れない。
Brilliant. This won't even reach close to the red truth. Yeah, even packing tape can be of low quality, and it sometimes gets weaker with a... Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. The tape Kumasawa had found was a bit too weak. Yes, even for normal use. Brilliant. It was nearly sticky enough to be used as a detective
きれいに
seal.
剥がすことが可能です。
It is possible to tear it off cleanly.
これでは封印を示す証拠にはなり得ません。
Exactly, yeah. This cannot count as proof of a seal. Yeah.
バトラもそこまで見下げ果てたほど
Oh, come on, man. He's literally he's not only found the truth of the actual incident. The thing is about Erika, though she is a detective, she doesn't prioritise in finding the truth. She just prioritises in making a fake truth that she believes that totally makes it so that somebody she has a grudge on is just suffering as much as possible. I do wonder who Erika's actually going to frame this time and who she's going to try and frame. I guess Batarai isn't as totally incompetent as I thought.
おそらくゲームマスター権限でこの島のすべてのガムテープに干渉したんでしょう。
Yeah, he probably tampered with all the packing tape on the island using the authority of the Game Master. Yeah. Letting Erika get her hands on packing tape gave her a fatal weapon to use again. Yeah, seriously, yeah, I don't disagree, yeah. Yeah, the previous game had proven this fact. If she had remembered Kinzo, then Battler would not be alive at the moment. She would have won the game board. And so, Battler would remove that weapon from the entire mansion.
おそらくガムテープに代わる品も全て干渉を受けているに違いないです。
Oh, I agree, yeah. All possible substitutes for packing tape have also been tampered with. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Probably.
まあ、良かったことにしておきます。
Well, it isn't really so bad.
おかげでこの冷たい雨の中、みっともない姿で外壁を這い回らなくて済みますから。
Well, you kind of deserve it, to be fair. You know, at least this way, I won't have to look like a fool crawling all over the outer wall in the cold rain as well. That's hilarious. Erika tossed the packing tape aside carelessly and flopped spread-eagled onto the bed. Yeah, isn't it really quite funny to think that, you know, in the time of her utmost intuition and, you know, the time she should be using us. No way, does she smoke? Oh my god. Anyway, waiting calmly for the crime and smoking a pipe is also part of a detective's role. Yeah, that is understandable. Yeah, I'll doubt you have any role until the first twilight begins. So why not vanish off somewhere and take it? Jesus Christ. How are you self-aware? I imagine that just the sight of my face is tiresome for you. I do not smoke. I'm just a kid. What? How the fuck are you just a kid? You're hundreds of years old. Oh god. Typical anime character. Well, not an anime character, but yeah, wasn't she locked in age or something ridiculous like that? Yeah, look. Yeah. I mean, I don't really think Delana's a kid. She looks maybe... I think at the very least, she looks around 15? I do not smoke, I'm just a kid. Oh, really? I wish I could. Yeah, fair enough. Smoking kills! Well, only if it really is as refreshing as smokers claim. I find it really quite funny that I'm never going to smoke because I just have that really funny line, smoking kills, in my head. Oh my god, the amount of times I've been tempted to say that to people who actually smoke. It's just... Oh god.
ご機嫌が優れられないようです。
Yep, you've definitely inferred what everyone would. Yeah, it seems that you are not in high spirits. Yeah, definitely. That is understandable for Erika because, you know, the entire fun and thrill of her detective work is not only shattered, but also it's going to be a lot more unpredictable now. To be honest, I think Erika's doing a bad thing. Put the seals in. Just put pieces of paper. Or just, if you can't get pieces of paper, get some stuff that's, I don't know, maybe... Get something that obviously doesn't disintegrate when raindrops fall onto it. I don't know, maybe some pieces of wood, maybe? Or just But the only thing is that it would be kind of hard for the pieces of wood to remain in the windows. But to be fair, I suppose if you had the piece of wood wedged in and you closed the window really tight in on it, then I suppose. Does it look that way? Yeah, Erika answered lazily, still looking up at the ceiling. Yeah, that's understandable. That in itself was half an answer. That is understandable. I mean, even though, you know, obviously Erika is one of the most horrible people imaginable, you know, she is ridiculously selfish, and you know, her self-centered nature means that whenever she can't do whatever she, you know, has so much pride in doing, of course, it's just going to be totally you know, decreased her happiness. Yeah, the silence between the two was filled by the sound of the wind and rain. Yeah, it was so quiet. It is interesting to think that Erika has a really big disadvantage. I do wonder what this is actually going to mean. What's going to change? It was so quiet that the sound of the ticking clock rang out clearly. Ah, yeah, I see.
Erika kyo?
Lady Erika.
お尋ねしてもよろしいですか?
May I ask a question?
内容によります。
Depends on what it is.
多分ノーですが。
Answer's probably no, though. Instinctive coldness.
一応暇つぶしに聞いてあげます。
But no, yeah, well, we're just killing time anyway.
何です?
What is it? Maybe Erika was bored too. Oh no, I see that, yeah. Or perhaps the sound of the rain was making her sentimental. No, I see that, yeah. That's really sad that they just have such... I mean, Talana's obviously trying her hardest, but at the same time, Erika is just so absurdly stubborn. And, you know, will not listen to anyone else's help, really. Wants to do everything herself. She agreed to listen to Talana, which was very unlike her.
なぜ
Why?
エリカ卿は魔法を嫌われるのです?
That is an interesting question, yeah. Why do you hate magic?
ああ。
Oh.
さっきの下のマリアとのやりとりの件ですか?
You mean that thing downstairs with Maria?
あんなの子供騙しのくだらない手品です。
It was merely a foolish trick to deceive children. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, why did you so passionately... Yeah, why did you so passionately have a desire to deny it? Yeah, that is a good question. Yeah, everyone knew that.
ああまでして幻想を打ち砕く必要
Yeah,
が
that
あ
is
ったの
understandable.
ですか?
Yeah, because maybe it could be some sort of anger she herself actually has. Now, do keep in mind that with Erika's, you know, ridiculously unempathetic attitude, there's got to be something that has made her actually have that. Like, there's got to be something really bad that's happened in her life for her to be this. I do wonder what her story was, genuinely. Was it really necessary to go so far to destroy that
私
illusion?
にはわからないです。
Yeah, I cannot understand. Erika didn't need Talana to tell her that it would have been a childish fight. Yeah, you got Cornelia and Gertrude telling you, but yeah, I see that,
自
yeah.
称知的蹂躙者としましては
Well, I am a self-proclaimed intellectual
魔法
rapist.
なんてもので真実をうやむやにすることが許せないわけです。
God, you've got to be kidding me. Is that the only reason? I can't stop having magic confuse the
それ
truth.
を暴くことに優越を感じられているということですか?
So you feel pleasure from exposing that?
私には他の感情が感じられます。
I sense a different emotion. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, so that is reasonable as to the fact that, you know, she feels pleasure from actually making it so that she's intellectually stimulated, I suppose, and that, you know, everything regarding her theories are actually proved. But, you know, I sense a different
他の
emotion.
感情
A different
なん
emotion.
です?
What's that?
優越というよりは
To me, it feels less like
も
pleasure,
っと何か別の負の感情を感じます。
and more like a different, negative emotion.
やっぱりあんたはただの殺人人形です。
Oh, God, yeah, now Erika's returning to who she normally is. The rude and arrogant git. You really are a murder doll, aren't you?
その目も節穴みたいですね。
Jesus Christ, even though your eyes are like knot holes. Yeah, well, I think it's definitely indicative of the fact that we have reached a bad end. I mean, look at how much she's attacking her.
失礼しました。
Yeah, my apologies.
許
Yeah,
してほしいです。
please forgive me. Erika rolled over grumpily, turning her back to Delana. Jesus Christ, she is rude. To be fair, it is under whatever this is. I think it's really, really made her into. It's been a very traumatic and probably really quite big event, and it has a lot of significance into her life, so much so that she doesn't want to talk about it to anybody, and especially if she views Delana as nothing more than her servant that she just orders around and she uses. You know, it's superior beings just totally using inferior beings, really. That's how she views Delana. Yeah, no respect whatsoever. So obviously if somebody like that then asks you to say something that's kind of personal, then of course you're not going to want to. Yeah, Erika rolled over grumpily, turning her back to Delana. Yeah, fair, yeah. So Delana couldn't really see her expression. Even so, for some reason... Yeah, it is interesting though, what has actually happened in her life that involves magic. For some reason, she could guess that this completely unobserved expression was one of pain. Interpreting this to mean that Erika wanted her to go away. Delana gave a bow and made her leave. Then Erika suddenly spoke. Ooh. The words seemed so utterly out of place that Delana doubted her ears. And she had to ask Erika to say it again.
今、何とおっしゃいましたか？
What did you say?
あなたのことが好きです。
What? Yeah, understandable. What? It really did. It really does seem out of place. What the fuck? Delana wanted to see what Erika really meant. But the yeah, ironic that you say that. Yeah, but the latter still had her back turned and her face was out of sight.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much. Yeah, what the genuine hell was she thinking about?
別の子と付き合っていましたが、今は完全に切れています。
Oh, that's actually really quite interesting. I do wonder, is this the story then? Oh my god. Isn't it just really quite weird to see Erika with a life outside of being a piece? Because you always think, I don't know, with a lot of pieces, I always thought that, no, I don't really know. It's just quite odd. I don't know. I just kind of always had the impression that Erika was just specifically made and a fake existence was kind of created around her for this specific role, but no. Isn't that really interesting to think that some weird-ass affectionate expression could potentially be displayed? Right, this is going to be quite interesting. I do wonder what's actually happened. I was going out with someone else a while back, but we've completely broken up.
周りの人たちは僕たちを妬んでありもしないことを言いますが、気にしないでください。
I think others might say things out of envy, but please ignore them.
俺は君に生涯のすべてを捧げるから、君も俺にすべてを捧げてほしい。
I'm going to devote my whole life to you, so I want you to do the same for me.
二人で一緒に幸せになろう。
This is just such an uncharacteristically weird character change. Let's find happiness together. Yeah, seriously, yeah. Delana avoided asking what she was talking about and stood there in silence. Yeah, I don't really think this relationship is going to happen. I mean, look at how Erika treated Cornelia and Gertrude when Cornelia had failed to provide red truth that had made, you know, a window impossible to deny. You know, just pushing them without any resistance, you know, onto their faces with their hands tied behind their back. I mean, how can you do that to somebody's subordinates, and how can you treat Delana horribly and then, you know, just suddenly ask them, yeah, to firstly devote the entire life to Erika and also to find happiness with them? That's just so weird. Delana avoided asking what she was talking about and stood there in silence. For a while, Erika kept on dully and emotionlessly repeating soppy phrases that might have popped up in some shoujo manga. Then, unexpectedly, she once again followed up with a complete non sequitur.
新しい財布
A new wallet.
Huh?
Of course. Yeah, definitely, yeah. She had no idea what Erika was saying. Is she potentially thinking about something regarding the actual truth in the case of June 1983's... no, sorry, oh my fucking god. October 1986, God, I'm so fucking tired, oh my god. October 1986's 5th game board. However, with her back still to Delana, Erika kept on saying disconnected word. A strange catch keychain.
趣味の合わないアロマオイル
Oh, right. So that's actually really quite interesting. This is the lover, I'd assume. A type of cologne that didn't suit
演
him.
劇の先輩に借りたという趣味違いの音楽テープ
Oh, shit. That sounds like an affair. A music tape that's not his style, which he said he borrowed from a senior at the
先
theatre.
輩の付き合いで断れなくて
His senior was asking, so he had to
急
go.
にバイトが入っちゃって
Oh, that's horrible. He suddenly got a new part-time job.
ダチの電話が長くてなかなか切れなくって
Yeah, that sounds like an affair, yeah. Oh, God, that's cruel. He said he was talking with a friend on the phone who just wouldn't hang up. Made too much curry. Went to theatre practice more often. The way he folds paper towels. Thanks, I've already eaten. He knew more about cosmetics. Sorry, I was sleeping. The toilet seat. What the kind of an excuse is that? Yeah, he spent the night over at his stage friends. Whoever this is, they sound like a lying little craphead. My god. Yeah, my acting friends had a party here earlier. Someone must have left it behind. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, prove it. Yeah, the drain and sink were cleaned out. Receipts and point cards from places you never go. Oh, Jesus, yeah. That's awful. God, it's just... It sounds like something that has not only been going on for a long time, but also somebody who has, you know, totally been, you know, so ridiculously unfaithful in terms of their relationship. I mean, this is sad. It doesn't justify what Erika's done to anybody, but at the same time, this is sad. Was this the beginning of the chain of really horrible events that could have potentially led her to become this unempathetic? And by the way, isn't it just interesting to think that somebody like Erika could actually have a love? Like, she must have been absurdly different when she actually had this love. Yeah, the muddy soles are evidence that you went out on Sunday when it was raining. Oh yeah, that matches a strange symbol on the calendar. None of your theatre friends have hair this long. Oh yeah, that's a leading question. Oh yeah, brilliant. Yeah, how do you know the plot of a movie you haven't seen yet? Yeah, I was about to say, like, how can you actually go cheating with a detective who has such high intellect? I'm not even joking, I was genuinely thinking that. But this shows, oh my god, this is why you never cheat on a detective, Jesus Christ. Yeah, but that must be so awful to go through that. Especially if you think that the person you're actually having a relationship with is the one as well. You know, I can't imagine the anger someone must feel. Yeah. Evidence. Circumstantial evidence. Observation. Surveillance. Oh my god, she really used her detective skill to actually crack down the person who was actually cheating on her. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that... God, tailing. Information gathering. Wire trapping? Asking around. Questioning. God, isn't that sad? I mean, obviously, you know, things like these are absurdly obsessive. Maybe even this is obsessive. I mean, yeah, so is this. That could potentially be classed as really quite creepy. And, yeah, but this is what... I feel like she has been feeling so betrayed that she feels as if gathering this amount of evidence before making an accusation is actually necessary. Yeah, I found tons of evidence that I loved you. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, I found tons of evidence that you loved me. I know, that is just the worst though. So, they've actually had so many memories together and they've had such a long relationship. Ah. But I can't find any evidence that you've been cheating. You haven't been cheating on... Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. That's awful. God. Give it a rest. If you love me, then try... Oh, no. No, no, no. If you can't do that, then you don't... Oh, you don't. You're not telling me you're trying to manipulate somebody you were literally cheating with. That's horrible. This is shocking. That's... Oh, God. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you use your love for manipulation, how could you? I couldn't agree more. How could I love someone like that? I'll treasure you for all of my life, and I want to do well in theatre just as much. You said you like seeing me act, right? So why are you telling me to stop acting now? Why do I have to choose between you and acting? What's wrong with you? I'm seriously worn out, okay? Come on, if all we do is fight when we see each other, maybe we both need some time to cool off, okay? Yeah, you need time to spend with your affair. I need to concentrate on my next performance anyway. You need to see the person you're having an affair. This girl working with Senpai suddenly said she wouldn't be able to perform. Oh, Jesus, yeah, I need to rewrite the script by tomorrow. Jesus Christ, the amount of excuses are unbelievable. Yeah. What's wrong with you? And anyway, if you really find it that hard to trust me, we're through. Well, yeah, understandable. It's because of the fact that you may have been having affairs. Stay away. Oh, that's horrible. Just go home, bitch. I don't love you anymore. Don't cry, damn it. It's disgusting. Just die. Jesus fucking. This person sounds like somebody who has properly gone to the abusive side. Jesus Christ. Stop shouting, damn it. You're annoying the neighborhood. Just get the hell away from me and never come back. That's horrible. God, that must hurt. Oh yeah, it's just really interesting. That has such a good aspect to Erika because, you know, obviously this is the thing about her. You know, if this is one of your only experiences with love, then why would you ever want to have it? If you feel so betrayed that you can't love anybody else, you know, why would you want to see anything? Why would you be able to see anything as well? That's the worst thing, so it's really quite unfair. It's just an unfair limit that has been posed on her because of the fact that she isn't able to love from this. This is horrible, though. mean, this is... How can you say this to someone? You know, it's just unbelievable to think that... Isn't it interesting to think that with a lot of arguments, a lot of the worst arguments are from people who have formerly loved each other. Genuinely. I feel so bad. Yeah, without love it cannot be seen.
逆なんですよ。
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's backwards. Now I see that.
愛なんかあるから
Because of love.
ありもしないものが見えてしまう。
No, I see that, yeah. Yeah, you end up seeing things that don't even exist. Yeah, and that is a really interesting angle. Like, you know, for example, because of love, you end up seeing a future with, you know, this is so awful. You end up seeing a future with a person that you should be able to have one with, but at the same time you can't, because of the fact that they don't obviously share your love. Oh god, that's horrible. Yeah. It's nothing more than an illusion, one that no one but you can see, and one that even you can never touch. Yeah. Without love, humans would never need to sift through truth and light. Yeah, that is understandable, actually, yeah. Because we can see things like that. We doubt. We suffer. We kind of... I see that, actually. Yeah.
私は今幸せです。
Well, you don't sound it, but yeah, I do wonder how she's going to justify that. Ow, fuck. Ow. Jesus Christ. God, I've totally done my arm in. Oh no, that's not good at all. I think I've been doing too much working out and too little breaks. Jesus Christ. Oh god. Oh yeah, I've totally done myself in. Shit. That's bad. Yeah, but that is actually really quite interesting. That interests me, and I really do wonder if that's actually going to have any relevance. Well, let's actually think about anything we've looked at in Umineko so far. Maybe because of Battler's love for Beatrice, you know, loving Beatrice as a daughter, it could potentially, loving the, you know, young Beatrice as a daughter could potentially have good benefits, maybe. It could maybe help him overcome his suffering, but at the same time, it also could maybe make him be able to see a Beatrice that, I don't know, he can see. No, wait, hang on a second. Yeah, I can link this perfectly. Let's look at the time where, you know, he was just trying to distract himself from his pain by looking at, you know, his illusions off, you know, the Beatrice he could see, but at the same time he could never touch because of the fact that she was completely gone. Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with this, but at the same time, you know, a lot of making of truth and lies, especially lies as well, you know, are from love, I suppose. Yeah, it is interesting to think that, you know, Erika would feel that, you know, love is something that could never actually be touched, and it's also something, and that's obviously a bad thing. Some would argue that it's a good thing, but, you know, no one but you can see it as well. Yeah, because of the fact that she's had such a one-sided love, and that is horrible. I mean, she has a properly awful experience of love. I just wonder how her emotions changed, genuinely. Yeah. Isn't it interesting to think what love makes us see, makes us feel pain? And it is totally true as well. Well, right now I'm happy. Yeah, that is fair, yeah. Though it may be temporary, I'll become the witch of truth. As I am now. I no longer need to worry about being tormented by non-read words. What about you? How would you have countered my endgame?
私ですか
How would I?
あの凡庸な男じゃゲームの相手は務まりませんでしたから。
My god, that useless man couldn't have played the part of my opponent in that game.
あんたなら
God.
返してくれるかと思いまして。
I was wondering how you would have countered it. I just genuinely can't believe that Erika is so absurdly disrespectful. Even though Bessela has actually won against her, she's refusing to actually prove that, you know, anything has happened. She is refusing to prove to herself that there is somebody who may be better than her. Yeah, I do wonder. Delana was suddenly thrust into the position of Erika's opponent in the Witches game she had once challenged that man to. Wait, genuinely? Oh my god. Delana shared in the fragments of Erika's past and was made to grasp the full situation. Oh my god, the pause was reproduced in full inside their heads. That's properly weird. The situation was one-sided. Erika's side had constructed a blue truth based on countless bits of circumstantial evidence, had turned all of those into pieces. Oh yeah, I like that, and was already cornering the opponent. For some time, Delana thought this in silence and announced her by-the-book response. Oh, that's interesting, I wonder.
初手
First move.
私が浮気している証拠の提出を要求します
Oh yeah, that is understandable. Yeah, I demand that you provide evidence that I have been cheating.
青き真実で反論。
Counter with the blue
構
truth.
築に状況証拠、物的証拠を84点提出。
Oh my god, I present 84 points of circumstantial when physical evidence.
青き真実で反論
Counter with the blue truth.
今も愛し続けている状況証拠物的証拠を6点提出です
Oh, that's interesting. I present 6 points of circumstantial when physical evidence that I still love you. That is actually really quite interesting. So there is something that can be seen with love there.
グッド。
Good.
青と青では相殺ですが、構築する駒の数が圧倒的ですね。
So 6 points you could have potentially not seen that could have been disproving your claim. Blue and blue cancel each other out, but the number of pieces used to construct each other is overwhelmingly unbalanced. Fair, yeah. When both opponents meet with the blue truth. Interesting. When both opponents meet with the blue truth, the decision is almost always based on which side has more pieces of evidence, regardless of the actual circumstances. Yeah, that is interesting. This is especially true in the human world. Yeah. I see that, I do. Yeah, so by the standard rules, Erika will win.
一点選手。
First point to
次なる
me.
手は
Your next move.
攻守逆転を狙います。
Interesting. I will attempt to switch offense and defense.
逆にエリカ卿が浮気をしていない証拠の提出を求めます。
Oh yeah, that is understandable. No, but the only thing is, I suppose it could be defense, but at the same time, you could then lead this defense into attack. If you ask me. Ooh,
パーペチュアルチェック。
perpetual
お
check.
互いが同じ質問を無限連鎖する千日手となりますから。
Oh yeah, that's understandable actually. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, that's a forbidden move. Does it result in an endless repetition of the same question going both ways?
では証拠なくも現在もエリカ卿を愛していることを率直に表明します。
Then I frankly declare that, despite a lack of proof, I still love Lady Erika
赤
even
で真
now.
実でないから無効です。
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's not red truth, so it's not valid.
仮に赤かったとしてもそれステイルメイトです。
Even if it be red, that would be a stalemate.
私に反論する手
That's
が
understandable, yeah.
なくなりますから。
Fair, actually, yeah. After all, I have no move to counter with. Yeah, but isn't it interesting to think that if there is a move, you can only win when there is actually a move you can counter with. If there's no move whatsoever that you can counter with, then it's like a stalemate. But if there is one tiny move that can be defeated, so that there is no possible moves and every single move has been defeated, then I suppose that's what separates a stalemate from a win. Yeah, Delana remained silent for a while. Then she quietly responded to Erika's moves until they reached checkmate. Oh, right. A stalemate is a forbidden move in the game of witches, since it means the ruin of the game. Yeah, however, in chess, it also represents a draw. Because of this, it's a splendid final move that a weaker player can pull off if they're unable to win outright. Understandable, yeah. In this situation, Erika clearly had the advantage. Yeah, so it was natural that Delana would seek a stalemate to obtain a tie. Yeah, that is understandable. Because obviously Erika has, firstly, I suppose the, at the moment, Delana, the only thing she actually needs to do is defend herself, and then Erika actually has to make it so that the validity of her evidence is not compromised. Erika has more she can say in general than Delana, if you ask me. So it's natural that Delana would ask to seek a stalemate to obtain a tie. However, that would only be the case in chess. In the game of witches fight over the truth. Oh, it's a forbidden move. I like that. So it's only got to be a win or a lose. So it was already checkmate from the very beginning. Yeah, Delana had no way to turn the game around. However, regardless of what the real truth between the pair of them had been, this game would be
他に手は
Any other
真
moves?
実を守る魔女狩り大司教
Oh, witch-hunting archbishop, protector of the truth.
いえ
Isn't it ironic to think that you are a protector of the truth and yet you are losing against somebody who has crafted a false truth?
デ
No.
ザイン
Yeah, exactly, but you have to do this. Yeah. Yeah.
ねほら
See, there you go. Yeah, isn't that actually really quite interesting to think that, you know, she is such a good opponent that it is just such a miraculous chance that Battle was actually able to win against him. But the only thing is, I think it's just really interesting to think that in the Court of Illusions, there is no death whatsoever. The only death is an intellectual death. Like, you can still physically survive, even if you literally have a massive red sword that... No, wait, yeah, a massive red sword that is just floating through you. It's as if it is completely slicing a hole in you. It's just so odd that, you know, you can literally survive from something like that. It just shows how twisted the world of the Court of Illusions is. But obviously it's gotta be. It is the Court of Illusions after all. Erika had succeeded in crushing her opponent with the truth she had espoused. Oh, yeah, I suppose so, yeah. That her former boyfriend no longer loved her and was cheating on her. Yeah, that's horrible. That really is. Her opponent had no way to argue back. After all, humans are not allowed to... Yeah, I suppose love. Don't really know. But I don't really know what that could be. If it's not love. A splendid game, a splendid finish from a superior position. No, I do see that, yeah. Regardless of the truth of her opponent, Erika could win. Fair. Yeah, splendid victory. So even though she hasn't actually had any of her, pieces of evidence, the hope in which she can win in is totally good. Yeah, so Zelanda could only respond with silence. And with that, Erika spoke no more. Yeah, fair. She was probably done talking and wanted Delana to leave. Delana understood this, but even so, before leaving, she wanted to tell Erika one thing.
見事なゲームです、エリカ卿。
A splendid game, Lady Erika.
探偵は勝利して当然ですから。
Oh, that's interesting. It's only natural that a detective wins.
あなたはベルンカステル卿の駒になる以前から実に見事な青き真実の使い手です。
Even before you became Lady Berncastle's piece, you truly were a splendid wielder of the blue truth.
しかし、エリカ卿、
However, Lady Erika,
人間に許されるのは青き真実だけです。
humans are only allowed to use the blue
そ
truth.
して青き真実に反論できるのは
Yeah.
赤き真実だけです。
And the only thing that can counter blue truth is red
そ
truth.
して赤き真実は
Yeah.
人間には許されていません。
And humans are not allowed to use the red truth.
ならばどうやって
In that
あ
case,
なたのお相手は彼の真実を示せばよかったのですか？
how should your opponent have shown his truth?
さ
Who knows?
あ、赤き真実に時に勝るとかいう、 例の黄金の真実とやらでも持ち出したらどうですか？
Maybe you should have used that gold truth or whatever, which is supposed to be stronger than the red truth at times.
ゲームは確かにエリカ教の勝ち。
Yeah, isn't it just really interesting to think that that is the total case? Erika has such an advantage over Battler because of facts like that. But at the same time, Battler being the game master, I think that makes it even.
しかし真実の守護者として申し上げます。
However, allow me to say this as a protector of the truth.
なんです
What?
どうせ不愉快なことでしょうからそれを言ったらとっとと消えてください
I imagine it's something unpleasant, so say it and go away. Yes.
確かにこのゲームはエリカ教の勝ちです。
This game is your victory.
しかし
However,
私が示したあなたを今も愛している青き真実の証拠6点は未だ否定さ
oh,
れてい
that's
ません。
interesting. I suppose so. Yeah, you still have not denied the 6 months of blue truth that evidence. I used to claim that I still love you.
あなたさえ人間
Even you a human.
それを否定する赤き真実を使えはしないのです。
You cannot use red truth to deny those points.
探偵権限で84点の証拠を赤き真実に後に昇格させました
Later on, I used the detective's authority to have all 84 points transformed into red
我
truth
が主のお力によって
by the power of my master.
私は人間にして人間を超えた存
Oh,
在
I see that, yeah. I'm human yet superior to humans.
探偵にして魔女
A detective and a witch.
真実の魔女フルドエリカです
I'm the witch of truth, Furudo Erika.
他に質問は捨て台詞は
God, she is so fucking cold. Any other questions? Passing remarks?
ありません。
I have none.
それでは失礼いたします。
In that case, please excuse me. Delana bowed and disappeared. Right. Yeah, that's actually a really quite interesting question. You know, when Battler hadn't actually had Delana helping, well, not really helping him, but fighting him, you know, how was he actually able to show any of this red truth? Well, he couldn't have. This is the thing. Like, he had nobody to actually give the red truth to. There was nobody for him to actually, you know, say, acknowledge my red truth to, because, you know, none of them would have. Why would Delana do it? Or maybe, Gertrude and Cornelia would have actually done it, but at the same time, I think it's a little less likely. No, but the only thing is you don't need anyone to actually acknowledge your gold truth. And the thing is, you can use the red when you obviously are an endless sorcerer because of the fact that you, firstly, can use the gold truth. I mean, and I think that's a bit indicative of how powerful you are, but secondly, because of the fact that, you know the truth of the incident. Of course, you can use what and state what is definitive fact. Yeah, isn't that really quite interesting to think that, you know, red truth does not define emotions? Emotions, a lot of the time, they can be objective, but at the same time, you can't fully know that your intuition of their objectivity is correct. Yeah, but isn't it really interesting? Like, without love, the truth of those last 6 remarks cannot be seen. Yeah, isn't it really quite ironic that obviously Erika has no bond towards Delana whatsoever? It's just because of the fact that, you know, she's trying to hypothetically create a scenario where, you know, Erika is Delana, Erika is the girlfriend and Delana is the boyfriend. Delana bowed and disappeared. After that, yeah, oh my god, I know, it's horrible. Yeah, after that, all that remained was a single witch of truth, laughing off a bitter past with an equally bitter smile. Yeah, and it really, really makes sense as to why it is totally tragic. Ooh, yeah, judging by the bedside clock, it was almost exactly midnight.
ひと寝入りさせてもらえますか
That just feels totally wrong. Erika actually getting sleep. God, I really do wonder how she's actually going to make this game happen. Okay, guess I should get this a little sleep. No seals whatsoever. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's no evidence whatsoever. It is just fully reliant on denying and, you know, theory making ability as well as detective making ability. Detective ability as well. Okay, I guess I should get a little sleep. The casino is finally opened on the second day, October the 5th.
今回の殺人が起こっているんでしょうかね
Yeah, me too. Well, it might. Well, it definitely will be with, you know, Beatrice, Beatrice gets Jessica, George, Canon, Shannon. I wonder if this round's murders are happening somewhere about
今
now.
回の犠牲者さんせいぜいいろいろなダイイングメッセージをよろしくお願いしますね
I hope our victims leave us some interesting dying messages this time. God, isn't it just interesting to think that, you know, this kind of just sounds like... I feel like Erika's enjoyment for actually solving cases is just proper escapism from, you know, hurt she must experience from someone like this. I mean, I don't know whoever her lover was and how, you know, what his true intents were, but my god, he sounds fucking nasty. I think it's very likely that Erika... You know, why would Erika possibly be paranoid? I think this person has definitely been doing this. And it's just horrible to think that, you know, it's not just a cheater, it's a really bad cheater as well. No, but I see that when she says dying messages, I really do wonder if there's going to be some sort of note or some sort of indication that, you know, you are no longer alive. Oh, yeah, this is where shit gets real. It is past midnight. And I would assume...
どうして母さんに相談しなかったの
Ooh.
あなたの人生を最後まで支えるパートナーの話なのよ
Ooh. Who is it with?
そうだよ。
Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. No way! You have got to be kidding me. So, the test of love is actually going to be to make it so... Oh, that's interesting. So the test of love is going to be to actually try to get approval from your parents to not only do the deed, but secondly, to make it so that... you know, they accept it. You have such strong feelings and you want to convey them, and you want to make it so that this love can be guaranteed, and that, you know, if you survive it, then... Well, if you don't survive it, I mean, obviously you are going to feel really sad because of the fact that your love will be rejected, but why are the witches going to literally kill you, though? That's what I don't get. And obviously, Zepar and Fefer as well, can't forget about them. Oh my god, that was a really quite fun episode today, and, you know, just from what I saw then, I think I'm going to be really quite excited for everything that's going to happen next episode, everything that's going to have happened, you know, this time tomorrow. And yeah, I really do wonder what's actually going to happen with you know, not only the stuff. Oh my god, I hope we learn more about Erika. That was horrible, that really was. And it was good to see a little bit of context. I just really wonder how... I just wonder about her story, because obviously, you know, she's probably had this awful cheating scandal that has actually happened. And then, you know, I'd assume that after that, she's just totally seen no point in love. You know, like, it's just interesting to think that with her, she's one of the people that thinks, like, without love, things that pain people cannot be seen. And thus life is better without it. I think that's her mindset, and that's probably what's caused her just to become such an unfeeling human being. That's horrible. Isn't it just interesting to think that, you know, there is no person in Umineko that is malicious for the sake of being malicious? And I know you're probably thinking Kasumi, but I think she's a good exception. Because I think her having no redeemable qualities actually really displays the, you know, the extent of the Black Witch's power, really. And just how much it can ruin someone. Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to see what's going to happen tomorrow. And I'm excited for it, man. I really am. yeah, I'm also just kind of excited just to see, I don't know, I think, oh my god, yeah, relationships between Beatrice and Battler as well. I do wonder how that's going to go, because I feel like whatever happens here, oh my god, I feel like I'm probably the most excited to see what Beatrice's challenge is going to be. Got a lot to look forward to, obviously. I'm excited to see the demons as well. I want to learn more about them. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed, and, yeah, see ya. By the way, I feel the demons are either going to be really good characters in terms of villains, or they're going to be annoying as fuck. I really hope they're not the latter, because I think they have potential. Anyway, see you guys. Hope you enjoyed.